Hello, Internet people. I'm Nick.
I'm Josiah.
We're friends.
We're playing Marvel Rivals.
We're friends and rivals. Why am I laughing? Do you want to use that? That was just weird.
Energy. And so I went there, and you immediately backed off. This is the intro, dude. We're doing it.
I know it is. Oh, hello, everyone. It's Blade Week.
Blade!
Thank you. I wrote that in my notes.
There'll only ever be one Blade.
In all caps with all the extra A's, but I didn't want to do it because I'm backing off of energy for some reason right now. And it is the season of some massive team-up changes.
Baby.
Welcome to the Age of Mantis, Josiah. We'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
This week is our season 3.5, 3.5, however you math that, hype week. And we've got Dev Vision, patch notes, new team-ups, and of course Blade coming to the game.
Blade!
Thank you. We're going to talk all of that, recap our first community game of Armed and Dangerous.
Yeah.
And then wrap it up with the Reddit take of the week, which should be a good one.
Yeah.
How you doing, dude?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm flying high on some Marvel Rivals goodness. I had an early Christmas gift, or rather perhaps a belated birthday present, because it was my birthday this last week. And
happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I logged onto Marvel Rivals and I had a notification on my messages, and I thought, oh, is there another promotion for some units or something going on? And I click on it, and I have two messages. And boy, oh boy, it's better than units. It's fresh, steaming, hot and ready. Get it while you can. Plates of justice. Both of the players that I reported in ranked were banned. And I have never felt such a high in a competitive, like for a comp related thing in a video game, than seeing both of these players, because holy crap was it infuriating to play with these people who, I mean, sweating as hard as I can to pull it together. We're losing, we turn it around, we get to a draw and get not one but two deserters, like instantly after the draw. And I'm like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. Even the enemy team was like, whoa, dude. Like, that is awful.
You mean when, like, after a draw in the initial 2 push map?
Yes.
Like, you were going to overtime and they just left?
Yeah, and they left. Both of them dropped out.
Like the game was over or something?
So that, I did wonder that. I wondered if once it showed draw, I was like, do they do this every time and they log back in thinking that the game, because you know how like people will just like quit after a game ends. Yeah. And they log back in and they're banned and they're like, what, why does this keep happening to me? Like they just think that a draw, that's just like the game end screen. But it was crazy. Like it was so annoying because like I had made a switch and we were like, we really pulled it together the second round, and I'm like, we're gonna win, like 100%. We can do this, and of course we actually put up a pretty good fight in the final round, but like we lost.
4v6 is a 4v6,
yeah. And as far as, I mean, everybody who was talking in game was like, yeah, we're all gonna report these people, and so logging in and seeing that both of them were restricted from competitive, I was like, yes, that is so satisfying. I'm so glad that they send you a message to let you know that you're not just sending clicks into the void to make you feel better. Like it's not just a button. It's not Lost where they tell you you have to push the button every time or something terrible happens and nothing actually happens. It's real.
They just send you an email a couple days later to make you feel it.
telling you the name of the person that's wild. That's next level. But anyway, Yeah. So I'm feeling good.
Other
How
than
about you?
vigilante justice, yeah, what's going on? Yeah, it kind of hit me this week that like I'm not moving in the distant future anymore, even the near
Mm,
future. It's like imminent. So,
yeah.
been doing a lot of stuff around here just to try to like enjoy things that we enjoy around here, hang out with people.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm coming out to visit you in a couple weeks
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
like
respond to
look
my
for.
wife's message, by the way,
I
about
did.
whether you about whether you want to sleep on the couch or
I did.
in the. Oh, okay, I didn't. Okay.
It didn't concern you. It concerned me and your wife and my mom. So,
Okay,
so we made
gotcha.
our own group chat. Thank you.
Wow, you made
Uh,
a group chat without me. What the heck? You know what? I'm gonna make a group chat with my wife and your mom. So there,
that's
we'll
fine.
talk about.
Um,
She's snickering in the background.
no,
My wife, not your
yeah.
mom.
So I'm visiting you in a couple weeks, but that means that like the day I get back is the day we start packing, and but like packing things into shipping boxes, which means I realize I need to pack all my stuff before I leave to visit you. So that's like
Mm,
I have like 2 weeks to like start putting things in boxes. So that hit me today with a panic, and I've been trying to start
yeah,
doing that.
I know. I don't envy that. I am super grateful. Like the most, it'll probably sit as one of the craziest experiences of my entire life. That my work like did all of that for me. That was. I don't envy
Yeah,
you having to like do all the relocation stuff yourself. That will be tough. Wish I could
yeah,
be there to help you, but I'll be here to help you when you get here.
yeah. And you better, because I don't have anyone else who can help me when we get there.
Yep. Yep. Good times.
Cool. Well, we got a review this week. Do you wanna read that?
Yes, we did. We did. I should have
Another
read this
one
person's username
all the
before
way from Australia.
right now. Yeah. I oh boy. Okay. This is something. I thin other E4 EM. I
I think they're 4 a.m., but there's an O instead of a K.
Oh, okay.
So
I
I
think yeah,
Thinno,
the
they're
I
4 a.m.
thinno, therefore I am. All right. Well, anyway, they say, "Gracias, Night Gobbler." I dearly love this podcast. Oh, so sweet. The longer the episode, the better, in my opinion. Stop. I listen to this whenever I'm heading to work or to TAF or I'm not sure what that means, or any long enough drives, and it's just brilliant. I love the vibes and I love the layout. I just enjoy it to no end, partly because it's about my favorite game, but also because it's just good. I love the show, and I feel happier when I get to listen to these episodes. Thank you for the good listen and the good times. You are welcome. I thinno there 4 a.m. I hope that when you taff, you get to you think
That's
about
fired,
us
man.
because what? No. What do you think that is? What is that a placeholder for? When I'm heading to work or to tap?
Probably
TAF.
take any long enough drives.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
But
Okay.
I will admit that the first time I read this, I didn't know what that was either. And
I was like, is this like an Australian thing? Do you
I
do do
may
you
have
like do you like you go to work and you go to TAF? Like, is that like
I may
slang for something?
I may have asked you to read this one because I wasn't sure
Why
about the
would you do
name and
this?
about Taff.
Why would you do this to me? That's rude, dude. That's freaking rude. We're supposed to be partners, okay?
We are.
Helping each other out.
Yeah.
But no, thank you so much for the review. I hope you take all the taff in jest, and no, that's awesome. I'm glad that we have the crazy power to brighten people's days from across the magic of the interwebs. So
Seriously, the
thanks
internet's
for
cool.
spending your time listening to us. Yeah, and
Yeah,
terrifying.
thank you. And
but
terrifying. Yes.
but this part of it is really cool.
This review wasn't terrifying. It was
No,
wonderful.
no, not at all. Very
All right.
nice to get some Cartesian references in this show too. We need to get more highbrow, okay? And this guy's helping us get there.
All right. It's time. 3.5 news.
Blade.
Let's do it.
As much as I want to get into talking about my boy Blade, we got some news to cover. Quite a bit. This might be the first short season, but the news is not short in any way, shape, or form. Shortest Dev Vision too, but also jam-packed with a lot of stuff, and they kind of like trickled out more after the Dev Vision too. So your face right now, what's going on?
Okay, so we're talking about the Dev Vision, so I pulled up the Dev Vision video, and if you go 8 seconds into it, where Guan Guan is saying hello, everyone, Guan Guan here, as he does every time.
Yeah, praise be.
I'm gonna make you really mad.
Oh no. What?
Back in the back, he's got 2 computer screens. One has Blade, one has Phoenix and Blade. And below it is the Galactifunko.
No, hey! that's send it to me. That's mine, dude. I paid for that. Come on, Guan Guan. I don't want to throw a wrench into our relationship like this. We've wow, what a screenshot. Thank you for posting that.
Yeah, well, they intentionally focus it on him, but that's definitely the Galactifunko, right?
100%. 100%. Dang it. Oh man, it's big too. I know it is like the large Funko. So that'll be, oh man, I can't wait for that to come in. And I can't wait for the new Funkos too. Oh.
Makes me wonder what this
that's a patch note, but
there's another one. I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
But anyway,
well,
that's
anyway,
we're not doing visual Easter eggs.
Yeah. We're so just jumping right into the Dev Vision, I guess. We're going to cover a lot of this throughout the episode, but I wanted to point out a few things that don't fall into any other category, like Blade, obviously, or the balance patch or stuff, other things like that. So 3.5 begins basically when this episode goes live on the 8th. So we're getting it this week. However, this is a very new thing. We won't get the new map, Throne of Null, and the game mode, Resource Rumble, that goes with it until the 22nd. So it's going to be a couple weeks later. So don't expect that when the patch goes live, which I actually didn't catch that the first time I watched the Dev Vision, and I watched it again, and I was like, oh wait, the 22nd. I'm like, that's not when 3.5 is coming out, right?
Yeah, and because of that, we don't really have any real like concrete like they didn't do a map reveal video.
No, I know.
And they haven't really talked through the Resource Rumble really yet. So we'll in a couple weeks we'll get to do a little bit more news on new things coming out.
Well, and they said that they are going to share more information about it. So they'll probably do a map drop and a game mode, vidoc or something to watch. But yeah, who knows when that'll happen.
I imagine that would be the week it comes out, like they normally do.
Yeah.
It could be that it's already out by the time you guys are listening to this, and
right. And
we might see. About it.
Yeah.
No.
We might see more of this kind of thing happening, honestly, with the shorter seasons where they need to stagger, just like in the Dev Vision, like they weren't ready to talk about the balance post highlights yet.
Right.
They had to cut it off and say, hey, it's going to be coming in the future. So I expect that we're going to see more of that kind of like staggered content reveal and implementation as time goes on. But at least we get Blade on the 8th. So that's really the main thing. They also announced some new player protection stuff, which I think is really cool. Hey, Spider Joe, they're coming. All right, buddy. They're gonna save you. You can reinstall Marvel Rivals soon, I hope. So they're allowing you to mute your own custom words and phrases in chat. So if there's things that the profanity filter doesn't automatically pick up that you don't want to see, you can put in your own thing. Sorry, you have to live the trauma of typing in the thing that you don't want to see. kind of kind of a wild that's how it has to be, but so yeah, they're doing that, and then they're also tracking. So like if like a ton of people have this thing that they keep saying, they're like, oh shoot, I didn't realize that we missed this one. We missed that
Right. Yeah.
word or whatever. And they're also doing the recorded voice chat stuff. So
Yeah.
like the COD lobby. Yeah, sorry, Nick, you can't absolutely swear down and
No, it's
explain
not.
people
It's
anymore.
just I work in cybersecurity. I don't really like too
Yeah. No,
much.
I know.
Yeah.
Reminds me of a YouTuber that I YouTuber comedy duo that I really like. They did a sketch on a job interview, and they're like, sweet, like that everything went really well. The last thing that we have to go through now is we're just gonna play 30 seconds of your COD lobby from 2011, and that'll conclude the interview. It goes the way you expect it would. So yeah, yes, questionable for cybersecurity purposes, but definitely if you if you don't care like me, or you're ignorant to it, it's
Like you.
a plus. No, I know about it. I understand it. I'm anyway. We're not going to go there.
Yeah. We have these discussions all the time about like
yeah.
surveillance levels of things, and yeah.
Right. But hopefully this will help crack down on some of that toxicity that we all know is unfortunately present in any kind of online game. But yeah, a funny thing. I'm gonna plug this at a couple times during this episode. I meant to mention it in the intro too, actually. So Battlefield 6 is coming out in a couple months, and I'm really excited about it. I'm a huge Battlefield fan. I got really let down with 2042, and they seem to be doing a lot of things right and listening to their community and whatnot. There's a lot of like rivals comparisons, I think. But one of the things that is hilarious is Battlefield in their list of muted words, they have Arc Raiders as a muted word, which is the new game that Embark Studios is developing, which is the makers of the Finals, which was founded by DICE employees.
Oh
So
no.
it's like, so they're like muting the project of their old like I think it even is like CEO and employees and stuff, and it's like what? That's just
You're not
such a
allowed to say
weird.
Call of Duty in this game.
No, that's
Yeah.
such a weird move to make. I'm like, oh man, I hope. I remember. Wow, I'm taking way too long on this point, but I'm just like really scatterbrained with this one. I remember a friend of mine and I playing this MMO in the past, and we were like testing words in the chat to see what it would bleep, because it would bleep just like anything from like farts to like yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, moving on before I train wreck this even harder. Harsher penalties for deserters, heck yes, and compensation for the deserted. This is so good. Like these things just absolutely ruin your rank matches. I'm curious to see what the implementation is when they say that you're going to get compensation. I wonder if it's going to be that they're going to.
We know what it is. It's in the patch notes. Yeah.
Oh.
So I was going to talk about this in patch notes, but we can just talk about it. They I don't know if I want to read the whole thing. It's really long because they explain a whole bunch of stuff. But basically they have this giant chart where there's a difference based on
Oh my gosh, did I just not scroll down this far? Yeah.
When you leave and how long you're gone. So if you leave during loading, the ban pick phase, the hero select, or in the first 70 seconds of the game, like it always did, it'll just decide the match is invalid, right? And there's no result for anyone, but the person who left gets a penalty. And they've now separated penalties out to tier 1 and tier 2, which won't mean anything until we get to the end.
Yeah.
But that'll be a tier 1 penalty. Then everything else is like, if it's not within the first minute and 10 seconds of the game, the match still counts, right? And then there's going to be differences of what happens for the disconnected player and for everyone else, depending on a couple of things. So the first one would be depending on if they come back or not. So if they do not reconnect, like they never come back, they just straight up deserted after the game had already been going for a minute. Then it's going to be the penalties are going to change based on how long they left before the game was over. This is my one place where on this I'm actually a little bit nervous because they've left this big loophole here that I don't really like. It says that if you leave and you don't come back within, if I'm understanding this correctly, within 90 seconds of the game ending, there's a normal settlement, there's no penalty for you, and it's normal for everyone else, which makes it sound like you can leave in the last 90 seconds of the game just fine. Which would be really bad if people could just nope out, like, right when everything's in overtime or whatever, and not have any problem.
Yeah. That's there's got to be something.
It says if the match ends within 90 seconds of their disconnect, there's no penalty. So I don't understand how they could do that. I know they're trying to make sure that when people disconnect during the MVP screen, like they don't get, but 90 seconds is a lot longer than that. So I don't know what's going on there. But then they have 90 seconds to 150 seconds. They get a tier 1 ban, regardless of if the team wins or loses, because they just left and didn't come back. And over 150 seconds before the game ends, so 5 minutes, before the game ends, they get a tier 2 penalty. And it doesn't matter whether the team wins or loses. Everyone else who was on their team in both of those cases, if someone just leaves and never comes back, you get compensation. Then the other option is if they do come back, right? If they come back and they disconnected less than 90 seconds ago, nothing happens. Like if you just kind of crash and you get your game back up in 90 seconds, and with another change that they're making about shader compilation, you should actually maybe be able to do that.
More probable.
Then you're back in the game if everything's fine. But it also means if you have someone who disconnects like that, they're not gonna, if they come back pretty quick, they're not gonna give you a bonus for, hey, like we were down a person for up to a minute and a half, right?
Yeah. I wonder, is this now telling us that if you're disconnected for more than 90 seconds, you can't reconnect? Because
I don't know, maybe.
Because that was the question that we had last time, is why can't you just reconnect at any point? Punish that person even still, like even if you win, like don't give them points or whatever. But it's just weird to me that if it takes longer than 90 seconds, like if you have a power outage or something for 2 minutes and then you come back, like you can't rejoin. That's
the fact that they now have reconnection penalties for if you reconnect later than that means that at least now you can reconnect at any point.
Yeah, right.
But I did have a game where I got disconnected by internet issues, and I came back and was in the game, and it wouldn't let me join the game. And I didn't think it was over because we had just started, unless maybe it had really just started and it made the match invalid or something.
Oh, maybe.
So if you're gone for 90 to 150 seconds, that's a minute and a half to 2.5 minutes. And you come back, you get a tier 1 penalty, you get a tier 1 penalty if your team loses. So that's the difference. If you come back, and then the same thing over 150 seconds, tier 2 penalty if the team loses. So basically, this whole chart that they have here is basically if you disconnect within the first 70 seconds, you get penalized. No one else has a match at all. If you disconnect and the game ends pretty quick after, or you reconnect pretty quick after, no penalty, the game just goes on as normal. And then if it's like a minute and a half or more, then there's scaling penalties going up for the person who left, and everyone else gets compensation if they lose. But if you do reconnect and you win, then you're safe.
And if you didn't have your pen and paper out during this whole segment, don't worry, we will post the link to the patch notes.
You can cover it than that, but
or over it yourself. Yeah,
they decided to give us all the information,
which is
the
great.
Last thing, Oh, go ahead.
About point compensation. So to answer my question, they have different point compensations for different ranks and whatnot, but basically at the end of it, no matter what, you're never actually going to get more points. You're not going to get like points for losing. It will just offset your loss. So basically, you will never. Let's say you were going to lose 10 and the bonus points that they were going to give you are 12, it'll always cap out at -1. So you will end a match with -1 instead of what you were going to have before, which is what I was expecting. But from the video, because I hadn't seen this until right now, from the video, I was like, are they going to give you points for losing? Like that's still pretty wild. Right. Which no, they're not. No. They're just going to offset your loss, which is really cool. I don't know if I've seen a game do that before. Is this a Marvel Rivals first, as far as you know?
I'm not sure. I haven't, but I haven't been this like tuned into a comp system before either. But
I've basically also, what a beautiful thing. Like, this is crazy. So much information here.
Yeah, it is. I like that they just spelled the whole thing out for us. I do. Again, I think there's a couple holes here with quick disconnects where no one comes back at the end of a game. I don't know why they're not penalizing them, but the points compensation, they give a little chart here. It's going to change based on your rank. So if you lose in bronze, silver, or gold, and it's, you know, it fulfills the thing where they're going to compensate you, that you're going to lose 12 less points than you would have. If you're in platinum to grandmaster, you lose 8 less points than you would have, and then celestial and above, you lose 4 less points than you would have. So you lose a game, you're going to lose at least 1 point always, no matter what. But now, hopefully, you know, you're not losing 30 because some guy left at the beginning of the game. So there's that. And then they also mention AFK penalty adjustments, which is very similar. If they see that you're AFK in the first 70 seconds, the match is invalid, they give you a tier 2 penalty, which is the worst one. And then for everyone else, the game, you know, ends immediately. So that's nice that they'll notice now and end a game if someone's been sitting in spawn the entire time at the beginning, rather than only if they actually disconnect. I think that's a difference. I don't think that was happening before. And then they also have, if the game is valid, like it's been going on for more than 70 seconds, if you have an AFK player on your team and you win, no one gets a penalty. But if you lose, then the player who was AFK gets another tier 2 penalty and a matchmaking ban and stuff like that. But they don't compensate teammates. So AFK is weird. I don't know if it's that they don't have as easy of a way to track that consistently.
You'd think they'd take the harsher road and just always punish the person who disconnects and doesn't come back.
Well, it's not disconnecting. This is if you're in the game but you're AFK.
Yeah, but if you AFK, you disconnect, right? Like,
I think you do at a certain point, but it detects that you're AFK and then starts doing the timer. So I think it's just talking if they notice that at some point. It's just strange to me that for this, they're like, if someone's AFK on your team and not actually fighting, like essentially they're not there, even if they're still technically there.
Right.
But I think they might not be able to compensate everyone else for that because they don't want to incentivize someone to go, okay, well, so we all don't lose rank points, I'm just going to pretend to be AFK and I'll take the hit, you know?
Right.
Those are the kind of weird things they have to get around when they have this kind of system about like compensating people for losses, is like, it can't be good enough that everyone just rotates and takes one for the team when they're about to lose.
Right. Yeah.
And then both. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. There's too much on this.
I know. Both with the like different rank points based on performance in a match, and the like this varied, tiered version of compensation and punishments and things like that. They are choosing just the hardest option possible, which is I think is very admirable. Like, despite, I know a lot of people are frustrated by the amount of points that you win and how it's tracking how many points people should be awarded and things like that. I know that that's a contentious point in the community, but like it shows, if anything, if you can step back from that frustration, if anything, that now in conjunction with all of what we're looking at here shows how much they care about it and are trying to be as fair and like good as possible.
Yeah, I mean, the easiest thing to do would just be do like a flat. You get 20 points for winning, 10 points for losing, or whatever, and call it a day. But yeah, they're going super detailed, trying to figure out a way to make it as individual as possible, even though it's a team game. The last thing here that they have is they have the we've been saying tier 1 penalty and tier 2 penalty all the way through. Here at the bottom, they finally explain what that is. So this is going to scale every time you repeat. That's already in the game right now, right? You disconnect from one game, they warn you. You disconnect from, or in quick play at least, you disconnect a second time and you're banned for 15 minutes. And then it scales up from that. The quick match, I think it's going to stay the same, except if you're like really repeating it, because it still is a warning the first time, 15-minute ban the second time. But then now it goes up to 30 minutes and then an hour and then 8 hours every time after that.
I didn't even know if there were bans in quick match.
Yeah, I've accidentally had it happen where like I disconnected from a game, like game crashed or whatever, and it warned me about it, and then someone got on and I was in like the pick phase and I was like, well, it's quick play, they're gonna fill, right? Like the game hasn't started, they're gonna fill.
Yeah.
I'll join my friend, and then we realize I'm banned from quick play for 15 minutes.
Right.
So then the last thing is for competitive. So they have, again, it scales with repeat offenses. So you keep doing this and it's going to go up. The competitive ban, when they give you one of those, goes from 15 minutes to an hour to 3 hours to 8 hours to 20 hours on each repeat offense. And then a tier 1 penalty is how many rank points they're going to take away from you whenever they give you a penalty. So the tier 1 penalty goes from 25 and walks up to 30, 35, 40, and then stays at 40. And then the tier 2 penalty is a little bit harsher. It's 30 and then 35, 40, 45. It just stays at 45 from there. But I mean, 40 and 45, like if you're constantly leaving, you're plummeting through those ranks.
Yeah.
It's like every 3 games you leave, you're down like a rank and a half. So
yeah, which is great. Love to see it.
Because that's a penalty on top of losing. Right, so you're getting a 30-point penalty and then probably also losing 30 points for losing. So, yeah.
Don't desert your games, people.
Yeah, don't leave if you don't even know any of this.
Yeah, and hopefully this in cooperation with optimization tweaks to prevent people's hardware from crashing out. Hopefully this alleviates those oopsie moments that, it's just unfortunate when it happens, but I really like this. I think it's super cool.
Right. I will say that is a really important point though. And like, it doesn't happen to us too much, but I feel like it's something that we should probably say for the people that it does happen to a lot. Them punishing leaving and stuff like that is great for like competitive fairness and stuff like that. But it is really bad for people who are constantly getting GPU crashes and stuff from this game, that like they need to put it just as much effort into making sure that you're not leaving games on accident outside of your control. So hopefully, again, we kind of mentioned it a couple weeks ago. I was saying like they've got to know when it's a GPU crash and like, maybe be a little bit more lenient or something like that. Hopefully we'll see something like that soon, or just that it'll get more stable. But
yeah. Because when it happens, and it's not your fault. You're not trying to play this on a integrated graphics card on a 20-year-old laptop. Imagine they know it's a GPU crash, but then the next step is they know what kind of GPU you have, so you get scaling compensation based on the quality of your GPU. If you're using a potato, you just get full punishment and a message like, listen bro, you might not be able to play this game right now.
Beta win.
Yeah, beta win. beta not lose rank points. But yeah, if you have a 4090, they're like, nice, you should be able to play this. So here's some compensation. Oh man. Okay, well, All right. I hope you're able to track at least some of that. And again, it's definitely worth a deep dive in the patch notes when you have time. So yeah. One last point about this whole thing is they've made it easier to surrender now too. So now when you have someone leave, you just need the amount of people who are in your game -1. So like in my game, if we had 2 people desert, we would have been able to surrender with the other
3 out of the
3
4 who were
people.
left. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just a nice little quality of life thing that you're not like needing the vote of someone who's no longer there. The last thing I have that we're not just gonna cover through the points that we have here is they're changing the way that shader compilation works if you're on PC. So console, sorry, you still have to deal with this at least for the time being. They don't mention if it's something that's going to be implemented in the future or not. But basically, compilation is going to happen in the background, so you're not going to have to sit there for 20 minutes when you boot up the game.
Yeah. One more thing about that surrender rule change.
Oh, yeah.
It also probably the bigger change here is that you can do this in the first round now. So before you couldn't
Nice.
surrender in the first round no matter what, and now they're letting you do it. If a player disconnects and does not reconnect within 90 seconds in the first round, then the team can vote to surrender, which is probably a more useful use of surrendering than most others. Is like, why play a game where you have 4 people
Yeah.
for another 10 minutes?
Yeah. I always enjoyed Destiny's implementation of that, which was the mercy rule, where if something like that happens or it's just an extremely one-sided game, Lord Shaxx is just like, I can't watch
I've
this
seen
anymore.
enough.
Yeah. Wow, you quoted the exact line. Oh wow, that's
I mean, it's a pretty common thing to say in a situation like that. But I
yeah.
played
I've
Destiny.
seen enough. I know. Oh man, good times. Well, they dropped an amazing 3.5 roadmap. I'm loving how visual they're doing all of their like update things now between this and the team ups and stuff. It's really cool. It makes it much more readable. So on August 8th, we get Blade, we get a new event, the Queen's Codex, and we get a new costume for Blade, day 1, which is Polarity's Edge. What do you think about this one?
Do you see they dropped the trailer today for it?
Yes.
The animation, this is so cool.
It goes so hard.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I love.
Also,
Yeah.
hey, go ahead. You first.
Oh no, I just love how like intense him versus Hela felt, and how much like aggression was in there as he's like fire sword slicing through her crows and diving at her. It like zooms in to the like glint of flame on her eye as he's like charging her with the sword. So cool.
Yeah, I like the I don't know if you noticed it, but on the roadmap you can see quite a few other ones where like this season has had like, oh man, there's some anime that it reminded me of from my childhood. But like,
Oh, huh.
it has you know what it is? It was like a Yu-Gi-Oh vibe of like all the fusion monsters that would have
Nice.
like, you'd have the light one and the dark one and they'd fuse together kind of thing.
Yeah,
They've been doing
yeah.
that with the first half of the season. Everything was Phoenix skins and symbiote skins. And then now we get this polarity one that's like half and half.
Yeah,
And we're
I
going to get
know.
a cloak
I
and
love that.
dagger polarity and a winter soldier polarity. And there's some event that looks like it has a couple other ones. Like now we're going to get these like Phoenixified Venom combo Megazord things, which
Yeah.
it's such a cool vibe.
It is super cool. And I love this one. This one feels like the most intentional to me with like who they are. Maybe I'm sure someone out there might have some lore explanation that I don't know for, like, for example, why Hawkeye was the binary skin choice and Magneto and whatnot. But these are like super obvious. Like Blade is half vampire, half human. So he gets the polarity. Like Cloak and Dagger are 2 people, like light and dark. So they get the polarity. Bucky is the Winter Soldier. You know, he has his sleeper cell side and his own side. I love that.
The the reveal trailer had like a little blurb. I'm trying to find it. Where is it? The reveal trailer had like a little bit. Yeah, it says for the polarity skin, it says the sword of Dracula took it all in. Phoenix Fire and the Living Abyss, Life and Void. It made something that shouldn't exist, like me. Uh, I feel it. Raw power supercharging my blood. Hella Null, are you all ready for your last dance? Because I was born. And then it cuts off. I can't see the rest on Discord. But so they're giving like lore reason to why this skin exists. Is like Dracula's sword is like absorbing both powers or whatever. So they're probably going to use that to. There was a reason for all the binary skins last
you know
season
what?
too.
And I just realized too that in the lore, so the Phoenix Force goes into the cosmic egg because Hela like almost kills Jean Grey, and then it breaks out. So the reason why they're all flaming is because these are all the Phoenix Force. These are all the people that the Phoenix Force like possessed.
The people with the Phoenix Force skins in the battle pass, yeah. There's
seven of them. Okay. It's
yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. Never mind. That was
we really gotta do like a lore deep dive and figure this all out because it's
really cool. Yeah,
they're doing a good job with it. It's very Dark Soulsy how they're doing it, where it's all like in little skin
in item descriptions.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, those polarity skins are coming out August 15th. And then August 22nd, we get the new game mode, which we talked about, Resource Rumble. Super excited to hear about that. They talk about in the dev vision how they're gonna very closely monitor community feedback before they bring it in as a competitive mode, which is exciting. I wonder how deeply tied in the map is. I'm imagining it's pretty like. Are the Resource Rumble maps going to only be Resource Rumble maps in the same way that Convoy and Domination maps are only for those game modes? Like, is this like core new thing, Marvel Rivals? I'm really curious about that. And then we also have another event starting on the 22nd, which I think is the closest time frame between two events? That's really surprising to me. We get one on August 8th and then another one on the 22nd. Like.
Battle Pass money.
Battle Pass money. Yeah. And then a new costume, the Iron Man Extrembiote armor. It's like
nice.
Groody, symbiote, Iron Man-y possession. And you get to see Tony Stark's face, which is cool. Yeah. It's peeking out of the side there, which gives me hope for something else that's coming up soon as we keep scrolling here. Then on August 29th, we get the Scarlet Witch version of the Jean Grey Chaos costume, which is Phoenix Chaos, looking much better, in my personal opinion, than the, the Phoenix one. I like it a lot.
I'm a little confused why they didn't save this for the next week. Because the Jean Grey one came out at the beginning of the season. Like first week.
Oh yeah,
they could put it at the end of the season, had it bookend it, but
yeah. Well, instead to bookend it, just like we got random blue penny skin in the first battle pass, now we get totally random Transformers Borderlands penny in this season. I'm not complaining. It's an awesome skin. The Wasteland mech, super freaking cool. I don't know what it has to do with the rest of this stuff, but I like it. You do you, Penny. You know, she's a very strong-willed, independent person and doesn't need to conform with the Phoenix symbiote stuff that's going on.
Basically, all the Penny skins other than the Peach Momoko one are like, I don't care what's going on this season.
Yep.
I'm gonna be something completely different.
yeah.
Actually, even the Peach Momoko one only feels like it fit season 2 because we had the Spider-Man one in the Battle Pass, but it really wasn't the same theme as the Hellfire Gala. Like it wasn't a gala outfit.
Yeah,
it was its own. Yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting how you've got to assume that those were like the first things from a different iteration of the Battle Pass that never came to be, but they had already finished work.
Packages of skins and then just trying to this package is ready, let's send it out.
Yeah,
and it's like
yeah. Right.
I don't know.
But and last but definitely not least, announcing the season 4 drop date, September 12th. It's coming.
Yeah. Whew.
Oh man. Well, now that we've covered the intro to the news section, holy crap. Do we want to talk about the patch notes now? The rest of them?
Yeah,
All right.
there's, we've covered a lot of the big stuff that I wanted to talk in this because it ended up being like the matchmaking penalty stuff.
Yeah.
But let's just do a brief overview of the whole patch. We got obviously Blade coming with that. There's new Blade lore, new Iron Man lore, and new Rocket Raccoon lore. So if you are into reading the lore stories that they add, those are the ones coming this half of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the Queen's Codex, which we will talk about in a little bit, but it's another one of those battle chest kind of mini battle pass things. And we'll talk about that as soon as we're done with the patch notes. And then there's a new faction tab getting added to the chat system. So if you do the tournaments mode and you have a faction, you can now chat with your faction. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
then new in store on day one, we're going to have that Blade Polarity Edge skin bundle. But we're also going to get a Blade emoji bundle.
Oh,
and
baby.
a
And
Blade
they
Dynamic
cooked.
Mood bundle.
They cooked. This is the best emoji bundle that had, and I mean, I love that all their emoji bundles, but this one has got me really hyped. I can't wait to get into it.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that now? Or do you want to talk about it when we get to
We'll
Blade?
save it with Blade, yeah.
Okay. All right, then let me scroll back up. And then we got Twitch drops. So
yeah.
we actually have Twitch drops on Twitch drops on Twitch drops
Yeah,
on
seriously.
Twitch drops. So this weekend, they're gonna have the Ignite mid-season final Twitch drops that we had talked about, and that's on the 6th, the 9th, and the 10th. Or maybe it's the 7th, the 9th, and the 10th, or 6th, 9th, and the 10th.
Yeah.
And then
It's going on right now.
Yeah, on August 8th, we're getting another Willa Galacta.
Thanks, Christopher Walken. On August 8th,
Oh man,
we're getting more cowbell.
it's Mantis, Willa Galacta. Wow.
I'm glad you got to flex
Mantis.
that impression. I gave you the layup, bro, and you took it. Good job.
7 episodes when it came out. Okay, Mantis Will Galacta happening this time, and they don't show us pictures yet, so we don't know what the spray or what it looks like yet. But I mean, it's going to be purple and teal.
There actually is a photo of her floating around. I should have copied and pasted it onto the chat, but it's really cool. Actually, I think think the Twitch theme fits her really well. Like Mantis, Magic so far has been my favorite Twitch skin. She's been the only one that I've like actually been using it on. But Mantis's is, I think, a really good follow up to it. It looks really cool.
Nice. Well, and you're gonna get to play a lot of Mantis this season, so you're gonna get to use it. We'll get there too.
We'll get there.
Okay,
so the news is we'll get there.
Seriously, well, because it's all just this big web.
I know.
So then, tournament mode, really quick. If you are involved in the tournaments at all, they're adding latency equalization technology. So that's pretty cool. Basically, when someone has significant ping differences in a tournament match, they have some system now that's going to try to auto balance that latency to make it a little bit fairer. The only way that physically that's possible is if they just make everyone have worse ping together. So
Yeah,
I guess it'll just delay everything a little bit more evenly, I guess. Or they could try to predict things, but yeah. Anyway,
no more peeker's advantage, only everyone's disadvantage.
Yeah, exactly. Perfectly balanced as all things should be. And then they're going to add that option to the custom game tournament rooms as well. So if you're hosting your own custom tournament, you can do that too. Okay, and then we're going to get new rank rewards. There's a what they call cool Blade Emerald skin, Emerald Blades costume. We'll talk about that skin later. And then there's also new nameplate frames, which we haven't seen yet, but those are going to be pretty cool. And then new Crest of Honor for Grandmaster Celestial and Eternity and Top 500.
Yeah. Sorry to contradict you again, but we have seen the nameplate templates.
They did post them.
Okay.
They're in. I think they're actually in the. Are they in the Dev Vision video? No, maybe not. I think I saw them just on stream. But the second one for Diamond is animated, which is really cool. They both have like a fiery, feathery motif to it.
Oh, well, we've
and-
seen those. Those are in 3.0. But I'm talking about the 3.5 ones. They're going to add Blade themed ones for 3.5, but I don't know exactly what it is.
Oh, wait. Oh, my bad. I didn't realize that they were adding a second set of frames.
Yeah.
So to contradict myself, contradicting you, Marcy, just delete the last 30 seconds again.
Oh, justice.
Is that on your bingo card? Josiah asking our editor.
Actually, it is. Yes, thank you.
I'm just helping you out.
Yeah, so every half season they're doing them, but they give them to you if you get it
I totally
on either
missed that.
end and play 10 in the second half. So
I missed a lot of things for these patch notes. Apparently, jeez,
it's okay. And then there's some team matchmaking adjustments, which this is interesting.
I did not miss this one.
So players in bronze, silver, and gold can queue for competitive as you currently can, which is any team size except 5-player team, so 1 through 4, or a full stick, 6, a full stick stack.
Full stick is 6.
But now, as you climb up the ranks, you're not allowed to have as many friends. So, Platinum, Diamond, and Grandmaster can queue for competitive in teams of up to 3 players. And Celestial, Eternity, and One Above All can queue for competitive in teams of up to 2 players.
I just got the best idea for a meme that I am making and posting on Instagram very shortly. If you're listening to the podcast, you'll get it here first. It's the kid crying with the gun, and it's when your 5 stack ranks up from gold to platinum. Oh man,
You gotta edit it in so he has 2 guns though, because he has to get rid of 2 people.
Yeah.
Give him an extra arm.
Yeah. Yeah, the community feedback to this has been what you would expect, which is my feedback. Honestly, like they're gonna have to go back on this. There's no way. Like, this is a really bad move in my opinion. I'm not sure what they were thinking. This just like super weird that if you play with your friends and you rank up, what do they think happens? You just have to stop playing with your friends? That's so odd.
I don't know what's going on up in Celestial well enough to
and we
to
never
know
will.
if they have like a massive problem of full 6 stack pro teams coming in and wiping everyone or something, but I'm not sure. But I to be quite honest, with my experience in the ranks we're in, I'd much prefer that they limit team size down low so you don't get as many people like taxiing their friends.
Yeah, and that is a problem. And I think I wonder if we end up seeing something about that, because I'm seeing it pop up more and more in like community takes and things like that. Someone posted on Reddit that they came up against a team where 2 of the people were named like rank bus something, like
Yeah.
it was something denoting that they're literally carrying people in rank.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, that's not good.
It's a tradition as old as early WoW. I mean, you do the leveling your friend's noob character.
Yep.
Yeah, and then then the patch notes have all this giant, massive penalty and ban stuff that we talked about.
Yep.
Then we get to some smaller changes. So, they're going to let you show the rank reward nameplate frames in more places now. They mentioned lobby, career, friends, faction, leaderboards, gifts, etc. I guess apparently for the first half of the season, which we haven't really seen people using them yet, but apparently they were like only visible in the preloading or something like that, which kind of makes them kind of useless.
Wild.
So it's just going to be part of your nameplate now, which is what I thought they were to begin with. And then this is interesting. Hero display in the team lobby now supports camera scrolling. When zoomed out, you can use emotes, and your teammates will see them in real time. So I'm not sure if that means we're going to be able to see all 6 people in our team, like Like, because they're talking about zooming out and then being able to see emotes, and I'm not sure if they're just going to show us emotes on the side or something if you zoom out. But that looks fun.
Huh? I didn't. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Interesting.
And then we got costume, voice, and sound effect settings have been moved from audio settings to hero profile costume screen. You can now toggle special voice lines and sound effects individually for each supported costume.
That's wild.
That is pretty cool.
I love to see it, and I hope they continue down this trend for like the VFX stuff. Like, give us more toggles for the flare involved in the game if we want to see them. Like, yeah.
I'm gonna make a call. You know what this is? You know why they're moving it from audio settings into the hero profile?
Because they're doing it.
Because they're gonna do voice line, separate voice lines.
Oh,
we were talking about how like Overwatch and stuff
yeah,
has voice lines.
Yeah.
If
Oh,
they're
that'd be
setting
cool.
it up where
I
you
hope
can
so.
turn voice lines on and off,
I hope so.
I think that's what it's set up for.
One of the core things that my muscle memory wants to do when I get into a game is I want to jump around and spawn, and I want to spam amazing, amazing, amazing over and over again and make everybody listen to it.
It's just one step closer to getting announcer packs.
Oh
we
my
get
gosh.
custom voice lines that we can turn on and off pretty soon.
Netties, I will spend $50. I will help you fund. I'll spend $100 on a J.K. Simmons announcer pack. Okay.
Or Nick Fury.
J. Jonah
or
Jameson.
Phil Coulson.
yeah.
There's so many. Yeah. Or Deadpool. There's so many great options.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And then they also, this says improved Venom's Tickle Me Pink emote animation for his default costume. So not sure what. Do you know what that is?
Well, so the this I think the Tickle Me Pink one is where he blows the pink bubble and it pops.
Right. Yeah.
And it was always kind of weird where it just had like it on the default costume. It pops and it turns you pink. In the pink costume, it turns you into the default costume and then creates like a shimmer effect. So no. I'm sorry. In the default costume, it gives you a pink shimmer effect. It doesn't actually turn you pink. So that's right. I had it backwards. So I wonder if it'll actually just turn you pink now.
So now you just take the default Venom skin and just turn yourself pink at some point during the game.
Yeah. Well, it would be like the Future Foundation kind of thing. So
yeah, that's true. But that's way more drastic to go from black to pink in the game. You could totally throw off the enemy team with that for a little bit.
That'd be fun.
Venom buff.
Yeah.
And the last thing is they shuffled some stuff around the store in the special tab. As they're adding more moods, emoji, and emotes and stuff, they're shuffling them around into a new tab. But we talked about the shader compilation rework. Yeah, it's gonna be working in the background. And then they have a performance test tool that you can run to see how your game is performing. And now it's actually going to give you recommendations on your graphic settings and how you can optimize them based on your test results. So that kind of makes that actually useful to me, maybe.
Yeah.
Like before, I was like, I don't really care to just find out what my performance is and not have any way to make it better. But if you're going to tell me better graphics options based on that, then that's awesome. And then in-game UI animation details will automatically adjust based on your effects detail settings. So if the lobby was making you lag, I don't know how you were playing games, but now you can LOD the lobby effects.
Yeah.
So
hey, if you go into the heroes tab and you just like whip your mouse around all the heroes and make them all pop out of the screen, out of their character portrait, you might get some frame drops. Maybe that's really irritating some people.
Okay, 2 more sections. We're almost there.
Take it away.
Fixed several terrain issues that could cause characters to sometimes become stuck or clip into strange areas. We are back, boys.
maybe a slight rephrasing, but I'm okay. I'm okay with it.
And then we have hero bugs that they fixed, which are usually pretty entertaining. Polished up a minor bug where Iron Fist, Phoenix, and Wolverine were all outleaping the competition with slightly higher jump heights Now everyone's jump is perfectly balanced, as all things should be. They said the thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, apparently, right now, if you want to play one last game as Emma, where you can jump higher than other people by a couple pixels, enjoy it now.
Yeah. What's with the silent nerf on my queen?
And then there's an issue with Iron Fist with his harmony recovery, where
It's more than
sometimes it
just that.
would end without playing the sound effect, and now they put the sound effect back. They actually split up Venom and Spider-Man's swinging keybinds.
Yeah,
Which is cool.
I thought this was interesting. I'm not sure who this is for. Once you
Yeah,
opt out of the assisted swing, like I'm not. I mean, I don't play either of those characters very much, unfortunately. So maybe someone who has a lot of playtime can explain why you would want to have assisted swing occasionally. But
yeah. But this one is a hidden nerf right here.
Yeah.
Two characters that I am okay with them taking it.
Yep. Yep.
Black Panther and Wolverine's sneaky sounds. They're basically making it where when Black Panther and Wolverine are walking up behind you, you can hear their footsteps more than you could before.
Yeah.
That's a legit nerf. Like,
I like it. I like it. Yeah, I wonder if they're just increasing volume or if they're like adding another layer to it, or like I'm assuming just increasing volume, right?
Right.
But
I mean, I hear Black Panther, huffing and puffing around behind me sometimes, and
yeah.
it's significantly helpful. So if you hear him walking towards you,
Right.
that'll be pretty great.
The problem is by the time you've heard him, you also
Are already
instantly
dead.
hear a vibranium spear piercing your temple, and then it doesn't matter anymore.
And then finally, there was an issue on console. It seems like there's always an issue. I feel like I've seen this note multiple times, but they fixed an issue where changing global keybinds could incorrectly affect some hero ability keys on console. So there you go. There's a lot.
Yeah, it's a big patch.
There's a lot.
This is bigger than the season 3 patch, if I'm remembering correctly, which is like the 3 patch was like actually relatively minimal. So 0.5 does not mean half the effort or the content. Like they're really going hard with it, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I'm kind of wondering if internally they're sticking to a 6-week cadence on a lot of things that aren't heroes.
Right?
Yeah. And so, every season and a half you'll see a bunch of like background improvements or anything like that, because there's no reason. I mean, really the going to seasons is like it affects hero teams, it affects whoever's making battle passes, it affects whoever's making like skins and like visual content.
Yeah.
But all the background stuff, like we're not going to know if the voice recording was supposed to happen in season 4 or season 3.0 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like that all slides under the radar. But we want to talk about this mini battle pass that's coming.
Yeah. Holy crap. I don't know. Do you want to mention every reward that is visible, or
no? There's a bunch of coming soon ones still, so we don't even really have all the information yet.
So let's just kick things off by taking a look at the overview here. So the first thing that I think is one of the most important pieces of this whole battle chest thing. So the summer battle chest was $10, which prompted some community outcry, I think understandably and correctly, as the community saw jump from 7 to 10 with actually slightly less content than the one that had 7. And when you have a battle pass, a seasonal battle pass being sold for $10, and then you see just basically the same thing but less still for $10, even though when you consider the individual value of skins and the shop and stuff, it's still like a really good value from that standpoint. It just like leaves a bad taste in people's mouth. So the devs heard the feedback, and there was never a comment made about this as far as I know, but hey, this one is 690 lattice. So we're back to the price of the very first big battle chest that they did, which is awesome. And continuing a really great, generous trend that they have, which is giving away amazing skins as part of all of their free stuff in both the Battle Pass and this mini one. We're getting the symbiote thing for free, which is freaking amazing.
This skin is awesome.
It is so cool.
Did you see the emote for it?
No, I did. Oh, yes. Yeah. Where he like gets down on all fours and like roars.
He's just straight up a gorilla, and then he roars infinitely. Like, it looks like it just keeps going.
Yeah, that's so cool. And I love that the Marvel Rivals comic series that they're doing basically like quote leaked this before they announced it, which if I remember correctly, every single alternate skin for a character that is debuted in the comics has made it to the game.
Yeah, now that we got the thong and this one,
yeah. So you can when you see those comics, you can be pretty sure that you're getting a sneak preview of skins that are on their way, which is a fun little thing. And another cool highlight for this is we're getting the first animated spray in the game. As the tier 1 reward for purchasing, you get a cute little Jeff animated spray, which love that. I guarantee we're going to be seeing more of those coming in. I love that the first one is Jeff. That feels very appropriate for Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
And I will say one thing as I'm just kind of like looking at this in the roadmap. We will finally start getting to the point where we're stacking battle chests since they're coming out so close to each other.
Assuming that the 22nd one is a battle chest, but I think that's a pretty good assumption considering the roadmap shows 3 skins.
Yeah, and the language is the same.
An event, which they're calling the same thing. So that one.
Yeah, I can't tell who's in there.
It looks like Iron Fist, Venom, and I'm not sure who the one is in the back. I can't see very well.
Yeah, Venom. Yeah, Venom obviously in the front, but Iron Fist on the right. Oh, that's got to be Thor, right, on the left. Because it looks like he's got like Odin's. It looks like he's got one eye.
Or Magneto.
Oh, or Magneto.
Pirate Magneto.
That'd be interesting. Pirate Magneto. I mean, okay, I'm down.
I'm down for a Pirate Magneto.
Yeah.
This is it's like the Flying Dutchman Magneto is what it looks like from here, but it's a very small image.
Yeah. So this thing's got a lot of rewards on the posts that we have from it. There's a lot of stuff that's still coming soon. Everything that is coming soon is of a blue rarity, so we know it's not likely to be any kinds of skins or things like that. Probably some sprays, maybe there's an emote bundle in there somewhere or something like that. But man, I think I'm just gonna go over like the big ones in each page, unless you want to.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So on the first page, you get the cool Jeff's animated spray by unlocking, but the big reward for this one is a really cool purple rarity Black Widow skin, making her look like the demon hunter from Diablo 3. It was the first thing that this called to my mind.
This skin is really cool. The sunglasses that are pretty cool.
Yeah. I was gonna say we're both suckers for a good hood, and I really enjoy that.
This is very Destiny Hunter, especially with the rifle in her hand.
Yeah, the rifle. Yep, the cloak. Yeah, that's a good call out. On the second page, we don't have any skins, but we do get some lower cards, some gallery cards, and here call back to the Iron Man showing his face. The gallery card that you get from this is King in Black and King in Black, which is Venom versus Null. And Eddie Brock is making an appearance for the first time in game as he's wielding. Is he wielding the Necro Sword? Like, no, it's got to be Null holding the Necro Sword, and he's got some other flaming sword thing.
Yeah, I don't
but
know.
It kind of looks like there's. I don't know. It kind of looks like the Necro Sword's hilt, which would be. Like, I want to see more Marvel Rivals story stuff outside of these gallery cards. Like, this clip is so sick looking, and all their animation is so cool.
Can we just get an animated show? in
I
this
know.
style, please.
Come on, look at freaking Arcane, Netties. I know you are. I know you've seen the success of Arcane, and you want to do the same thing for Marvel Rivals. I'll watch it. I will. But yeah, what this made me hope for is how cool would it be if we get a Venom skin with or even like an emote or something where Venom like opens his mouth and you can see Eddie Brock and he like winks
Yeah.
at you or something. Like
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I would love that. On to page 3. Here's the symbiote thing. Looking sweet with his rocky symbiote sharp bladey tonguey armor going on. So yeah, you're getting the skin, the calling card, the emote.
I was gonna say the emotes are pretty nice. There's a mischievous Loki, kind of like a Emma looking down her nose at you, and then what might be my emote or my mood
Yeah.
for the rest of forever is Iron Fist missing a tooth because he got his teeth knocked in.
I love it. I love
Iron
it.
Man's or Iron Fist is in pain. It's worth it.
Nick, I'd like to spend the rest of this episode talking about number 14, the number 14 reward on this track. Have you seen what it is? I know you can't see it in this
No, I haven't.
small image. I should have dropped it in there. This is Daredevil in the gallery card reward for number 14. Now he's kind of hidden because it's only a silhouette of Hela on the floor in a prison, and then a cloaked figure with glowing eyes in the image and little devil horns on their head. But if you read the lore, there's a lot going on here. This might just be the whole hero reveal for the next season, because it's definitely Daredevil. And then they mention Hela's sister.
Yeah.
Coming to reclaim her, basically.
Okay.
Which is if you're familiar with the lore, is the other unknown daughter of Odin, Angela, I believe is her. Yeah, who's like a fallen angel, basically. So Daredevil, Angela, another duelist with a Vanguard.
I've heard a lot of people saying that that's who's coming next season. So
yeah.
Now it seems like the gallery card might be confirming that too.
They could also be doing a Blade thing where they just have Daredevil be a background character and like doing things, but yeah, all of this is super sick, and there's so much more in that card that we could talk about from a lore perspective. Yeah, we gotta at some point figure out how to do it in a good way.
How to do it without an 8-hour episode.
Yeah. Well, to keep this one from being an 8-hour episode, we're gonna move on to the last page of the Queen's Codex Battle Chest, where we have the Queen in Black herself as a reward, and holy crap. It is a cool freaking skin. This made me, when I saw them drop the rewards and I realized that the Queen in Black was going to be in the battle chest rather than like a skin that they sell in the shop, I jumped into a Doom match and played Hela to be like, maybe I could like Hela. I do not like Hela still, even after that Doom match. I did appreciate her a little bit more, though. I was trying to focus on some tech that I've heard people talk about. But, man, all you Hela mains are going to be eating good with this one. This is her coolest skin. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I love it.
You don't like two-tapping people?
You know, I do like two-tapping people. And I did actually experience that, I think, once or twice in my Doom match. But... I just, it's just too much reliance on just that.
So if you like two-tapping people, but you don't like playing Hela, do I have a product for you?
Okay. I'm
It's
listening.
called the Season 3.5 Team Ups.
Oh, baby. Are we getting into it?
Oh, it's team up time. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I know. Okay, I know next week. I know next week is our balance patch and hero hot list kind of like recap week, but we have to talk about the team ups this week because this season's team ups are insane, dude.
Yeah, man.
And I was watching TDT's like experimentation with it, and
Ooh,
the
I didn't see
further
that.
he got into these team ups, the more like off the wall. It was just like, what are they doing? This season is going
I
to be
love it.
crazy. I think
I love it.
I think they're just determined that these team ups are going to shake up the meta and like give us a new game for a little bit. So
I'm down for
let's
it.
go through. Um, we won't touch the balance change that they made to Human Torch and Spider-Man. We can leave that for next week. It's just a team up balance change. But the other team up changes, um, I don't even know what the right order to do for all
Let's
these
talk
is.
about the new ones.
Well, okay, yes, but there's an order that I want to get.
Okay. All right.
So okay, first thing is let's just talk about they removed two. They removed the
Okay.
Guardian Revival. So
Yeah,
that's
wow,
going to
rip.
make a big difference. Yeah. And then they removed the Atlas Bond Iron Fist Luna Snow, which is not going to make a big difference because you didn't know it
I
existed.
still never observed it once
Yeah.
consciously.
Well, yeah, Luna and Iron Fist or Luna's like, breaking up with Iron Fist. Iron Fist is my new best friend now because they have added Iron Fist to Luna's other team up. So they're still hanging out together. It's just not
Yeah.
like it was before.
Right.
Um, Now Luna's the anchor, and she's giving Iron Fist an AOE heal slash slash
Slow.
bonus health.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Oh, is it?
it's
Okay.
bonus
Okay.
health. So
Got it. Got it.
his meditation now, when he has a Luna Snow on the team, will do what it does for him to all allies in a big area around him. So he can now meditate on other people's behalf and get bonus health
Oh my gosh.
set up for them.
How
Yeah.
did I fumble so hard with the updates this episode? For some reason, I thought that it had a slow effect, that he heals himself and he slows people around
No,
him.
so I have to defend you here that this dev vision probably did the worst job of any of the ones that they've done so far at actually showing you what's going on with any of these.
Yeah. Okay.
So I had no clue coming out of the dev vision what any of these team ups were, and it was only from watching preview streams and stuff like that where people were testing it out where I like went, "Oh, that's not what I thought it was at all." And then they all ended up being way more insane than I thought they were. So
Okay.
it's okay if you don't know this. I spent the time on the research, and just be ready to have your mind blown. So Iron Fist is getting
Okay.
is getting group bonus health additions that he can give everyone by meditating, right? Making him kind of have a little bit of a hybrid support to him this season when he has a Luna.
Yeah.
And then they took Blade, and for the first time, instead of being an anchor, the new character is just being slotted in to an existing team up. So he's going in. Yeah, he's going in the Cloak and Dagger Moon Knight one, which means he will have this team up pretty much every game because Cloak and Dagger is in pretty much every game.
But
have you
he
seen
also
this one though?
Oh yeah. He gets an extra ability.
He does inside of it. So he gets the drop the healing bubble invisible thing. But that then gives that same key a new ability while he's in it to dash out. So he gets a third dash.
Yep.
That when you dash out, it'll show you the cooldown of the whole bubble, which is 25 seconds. But if you can get yourself back into the bubble immediately,
it's a 3-second
has a
cooldown,
3-second cooldown to do the dash again. And the bubble lasts like 4 seconds or something like that. So you can do this dash twice, get in, get out, like confuse people. It actually looks way better for Blade than it ever looked for Moon Knight. And you're also healing and invisible inside this thing.
Right. I love so Moon Knight was a reactionary ability, right? Like he's doing it to get out of jail, heal himself, whatever. But Blade who I can't wait to get into Blade, dude. I'm scared at how long this episode's going to be because
I know.
I have more thoughts on Blade than I have of any other new hero. But like Blade, it's an initiator. You're like getting into combat, you lock eyes, and then you smoke bomb yourself, and you're like, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? And then suddenly, just like dives out of the invisible cloud, and suddenly he's in your face, and you're dead.
Yeah. And then Star-Lord, they gave a
holy crap.
Sombra teleporter. So Star-Lord's joining the Rocket Raccoon Penny team up. And so if you have a rocket in your game, which you probably will, Star-Lord now has a teleporter that he can put down. This thing has infinite range, and it only disappears when you die, or I think people can shoot it. I would assume people have to be able to shoot it. But it'll recall when you die, and you'll have to put another one down. But literally in the practice range, saw TDT start on one end, fly all the way over to the other end, and teleport in a matter of a second. You can continue to shoot, but he'll like flip his guns out after he teleports, like almost like a half reload animation, and then you can continue to shoot. So there's a little bit of a gap in your DPS if you're like teleporting in a battle. But oh my goodness, just as an escape tool or just come at people from another side, you can do it while you're ulting. It's crazy.
Wow. Oh my gosh. So just you just like, set it up on the point somewhere obscure and come back from spawn, ult, teleport, and suddenly
Well, I mean you have to get there, because if you're in spawn, you already lost it.
Oh, that's right.
That would be ridiculous. But
did you happen to see, I'm curious, what the cooldown time is in between being able to teleport? Like
I did not pay attention to that.
It better be pretty hefty, like Doctor Strange's portal kind of thing, because I
don't think it's going to be that long. It'll probably be about what a team up ability is, but
geez, if it's 30 seconds, that is truly wild. Like put it on a health pack like Sombra style. Oh my goodness, dude. Wow.
I mean, she had him and it was 15 seconds to teleport?
Yeah, but her whole kit was balanced for that. I feel like Star-Lord is way nastier than Sombra. So I'm going to be playing Star-Lord this half season, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. And then the last adjustment they made to an existing team up is they took Loki out of the Ragnarok Rebirth. So that's just Thor and Hela now.
Dang,
because
others officially broken up.
Because because they added him to a team up with Mantis and Groot. But before we get to that one, there's one other team up that they added, which is Duality Dance, which is Adam Warlock and Luna Snow. So Adam's not doing the res comp anymore. He's now the anchor of a different team up. Still not getting any abilities from his team ups. But
tier.
He gives Luna like this. I'm not entirely sure. This one I didn't get to see exactly what it is in the video. It looks like it's almost like lifesteal for her.
Yeah, I didn't watch a video specifically on this, but it's more DPS for her. It's like a Venom style attached to the nearby enemy and health drain. I've heard people saying that it's really disgusting.
Yeah. So this one's gonna be cool. I'm excited to see how this goes, because Luna needed more tools at her disposal, I guess.
Luna is NetEase's favorite girl because my goodness, she just gets buff after buff, and now is the season. I don't see Luna Adam a lot, but off of their hero sub roles, they do complement each other very well.
True.
And with Adam's new buffs that we'll get into next week, I think we will be seeing more Adam. So
yeah. But what we're gonna see when we don't see Luna and Adam? We're gonna see Mantis and Loki, because this Mantis Loki Groot team up is insane.
Okay, I'm excited. I'm also excited for the lore drop that Mantis and Loki are kind of a thing apparently in the Rivals universe.
Wait, are they for real? Because I think that was a fan like shipping thing.
It is. Yeah. It's actually like super wholesome. Like because she's an empath and she can see his like vulnerability. Like she's like making him a better person.
Wow. they lean into the memes and they lean into the dreams, I guess.
Dang, put that on a shirt. That'll be our. There's our announcing our friends and rivals merch line.
Okay, this team up. So Mantis is gonna get a 10% increase in healing effects for it. We'll talk about balance next week, but they basically Mantis's like burst heal on her heal is gonna be better because of that by a bit, and then they nerfed the healing over time, so she's going to be better as a burst healer than she normally is, and worse over time than she normally is.
Yeah, that's great for me.
Yeah, but the big thing is both Loki and Groot's team up abilities they get are disgusting. So let's talk Groot first. Groot gets another wall. Now he can only have enough. This one falls into the 3 wall max that he has with the regular wall that he gets. Not the Ironwood one, that's its own separate thing, but he can only have 3 of the other wall out. This one fits into that. So you can have 2 of the other wall and this out at the same time. It's got a really short cooldown when it gets destroyed. It's like 6-7 seconds or something like that. So it's just like another wall for him. It's not like a team up ability that is like, this thing they want to give you every once in a while. This is changing how Groot plays. Right. This new wall heals. Every 10 seconds, it'll throw out to you if you're within like a 10-meter not 10 seconds. If you're within a 10-meter radius, every once in a while, it'll chunk out a little mantis heal, basically.
Yeah.
That will heal you over time. If you reach full health, it will still linger on you and wait for you to take damage and then heal you over time. It's like a 20 heal a second buff, right? It lasts for a good, 6-7 seconds. But here's the deal. This thing is just pumping out heals for anyone who's nearby. It's another wall. Groot is now a support. Like, you throw the Ironwood wall behind a corner, you throw this healing one right next to it, you play on the corner. You're now getting bonus health every time you attack anyone, and you're getting healed just constantly. The wall never dies unless like it has health, so people have to shoot it.
Right.
But it's a Groot wall. It's not on a timer. It's not like a shortened amount of health. Like, it's just an infinite healing fountain wherever Groot decides to put it.
Yep.
It's insane.
Create health pack safety areas for your team behind a wall or something where they can just like peek and take shots and hang out and get healed. And I mean, on the downside, the other thing that this means is not only now do you get to play solo tank, but you get to play solo support too. Because when Groot and Mantis are in the game, the lobby is going to be like, well, we already technically have 2 supports now with Groot Wall.
That's the way that this could backfire. But
no, that's incredible.
Yeah, so the heal is line of sight. So you can't like hide the wall inside of other things and expect to see it. But what you can do is, place it covered on one side. And as long as any part of it can see you, like if your allies on your team, I'm so excited about this ability. If your ally just happens to run by, they now have 20 heal a second for like 10 seconds. Like, the fact that it just casually heals for like 200 to people who just walk by is insane to me.
I love it though. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, this is cool. This has got me really excited about playing Groot when I'm not playing Mantis, because Loki's team up ability that he gets is, I think, maybe not like always crazier. I think the Groot one is pretty crazy, but this one has the highest peak. Like this can go the highest. So
this is the one that I'm the least familiar with.
Okay, this is the one that broke everything. So Loki's lamps increase in radius when Mantis is there by quite a lot. Like, it's significantly larger, right?
Yeah, already crazy.
And just like Groot got a wall that gives off Mantis's healing things every once in a while, if you're in the Loki lamp, you get Mantis's damage boost. So
Oh my
Now,
gosh.
Loki puts down a healing lamp. It's covering a lot more people because of a lot more area, and they all get a damage boost while they're in it. I don't think it lasts as long, or maybe just the team up Loki in the practice range was turning it off really quick. But I don't think you can turn it off, right? So it might be that it doesn't last as long because it was kind of going off and on.
Oh,
But
interesting.
this thing is a damage boost while your entire team is completely invulnerable,
Yeah,
and it's
right,
easier to
right.
set it up in a bigger area now. Here's the thing, though: if Loki has
Okay.
this ability, it's because Mantis is in the game, right?
Oh no.
They
Does it
stack.
stack?
They
Oh
stack.
no.
Okay,
What?
so this
No, dude, they can't keep this. They
I
can't keep this.
I don't think it's gonna last long.
I can one shot, body shot.
No, just wait. Just let me tell you what happens. So I will link the TDT video. It is totally worth watching the whole thing. He's playing around with all these
Yeah,
different team
I
ups.
gotta do it.
But the part where he plays around with Mantis and Loki is just like pure cinema.
Bonkers.
So he finds out that when you stack both the Mantis buff on yourself as Mantis and stand in the Loki lamp as Mantis, that combo lets you 2-shot headshot
Oh my gosh.
as Mantis, 250s, 275s,
Oh jeez.
300 health characters. Mantis is
Oh,
2-shotting with headshots.
my goodness.
She just like casually executes a Punisher in 2 hits.
That is disgusting.
And 350 like survives with the sliver. So she's doing like 325 with 2 headshots when she's in this. Now, again, if the lamp is going out quicker, which it looked like it was, you're going to have a very small window for this.
Yeah.
But Mantis is going to be absolutely disgusting if she can stack these bonuses. Not to mention that now you're stacking these bonuses on Widow and giving Widow like one-shot headshots. You're stacking these bonuses on, I mean, take your pick. Like
Whoa.
Namor, anyone who has like a big long range chunk.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
a 2 times headshot.
That's insane. Oh my gosh.
So
Wow.
I mean, if you think about it, Mantis is doing more burst healing, and they're buffing her ult, and then Loki is going to be doing offensive and defensive at the same time every time his lamps are up. And if you have a Groot on your team too, and you're doing the full team up, Groot is also just healing everyone in an area. Like this is going to be disgusting, and I am so excited for it and also terrified.
I'm trying to think of like what else. Oh my gosh, like what else is going with this? Like what else would combo really well with this? My goodness. Yeah, I feel like out of all of the team ups that have had like major impact in the game, this is probably one that we're gonna see. I feel like Iron Man and Ultron really like when that one came out, we started seeing tons of that being played. But this is really crazy. And Loki is already really good. I mean, one of the best characters in the game, and wow, this is gonna be. I'm excited and horrified. But yeah,
I know.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, we finally did it. We got through all the 3.5 news.
And for some news of our own, podcast patch notes.
All right. I have no patch notes for this week because I have no memory of this week, apparently. You do.
Thanks.
So 2 minutes on the clock. Go.
All right. So we've talked a number of times about the matchmaking, whatever in the Rivals Quarterly. We did more speculating about what's going on. Is it engagement based? Is it whatever? Well, I found out through some interweb stuff that 60% of the player base is currently in bronze.
Dude,
which is insane.
I got to silver 1 the other day, and it said I was better than 78% of players.
That is insane. That means that 80% of the player base, if not more, is under gold.
Or yeah.
that alone tells you something.
Now,
which
it is a shorter. We're earlier into the season than we normally are.
Yeah. That's true.
But I mean,
But
either
still.
they've got to not do as much ranked emotion as they were when they had 4 more weeks on the season,
Yeah.
or something, because people aren't going to get as high.
Right. And I feel like, you know, the new game mode alone is not going to fix what's up with competitive, and the abandonment stuff isn't. So they gotta keep brainstorming. There's still more that needs to happen. But another thing, I've said I was going to mention Battlefield 6 more than once in this episode. So someone had a really great idea on a PC Gamer article that I was reading about Battlefield 6, where the developers are saying they're not going to go the Call of Duty route. They don't want to bring in like goofy skins. They want it to be like grounded, gritty, realistic soldiers and stuff. And someone in the comments with like a ton of upvotes on this article said, why is there not a cosmetic toggle option in the settings for games? Like, why is that not a thing? If I want to play Call of Duty, but I don't want to shoot Beavis and Butthead and Nicki Minaj and have Rick and Morty furries ruining my Rainbow Six Siege games, like, let me just toggle it off. And I'm like, why has no one ever done that? You'd think it'd be better for like processing too, for people who are struggling to maintain FPS. Like, you'd think that having skins that weren't designed for the game might make that a little easier. Also, like competitive, you know, like being able to instantly identify a character is really important in a lot of these games. And if they're a giant pink furry squirrel, like, you know, you can't.
Well, Guild Wars 2 did it in their PvP.
Yeah.
You had a setting where you could just set like default.
That's right. We talked about that. Yeah. We talked about that.
But I think the big thing is just money wise. Like you were complaining last week.
I know. I was thinking about that.
I want other people to see this, and if you know that maybe they won't, maybe you don't buy as much. But
see, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me that someone has the option to not to. It just bothers me that like no one can ever.
No, I agree. I think it would be a great option, especially for competitive modes, to be able to say like, no, I want to read the same character. Like, I don't want to be trying to figure out who that is. 100%.
Right. Are you ready?
For what?
Blade! So, here's the thing. We don't want to have a 4-hour episode. And if we get into all of the tech and theory crafting and whatnot regarding Blade, we're going to get there. So here's my promise. Okay. Blade is probably going to be my next hero spotlight. So we're gonna cover everything. Don't worry. We're gonna do what we've done every time there's a new character, but we might try and rein it in a little bit when it comes to getting into the nitty gritty, if you will, because we gonna be back real soon. Okay. With that, he's awake. Blade, the Daywalker, is finally out in the open. Well, almost. By the time you're listening to this, most likely out in the open. And holy crap, dude. Not just because I'm hyped for Blade as a character. This is insane, man. I think Blade is going to be the most potentially broken new character that they've released into the game.
I'm pretty excited too now. Like I wasn't on the Blade hype train as much. I was way more excited about Phoenix coming to the game.
Yeah.
And I've had kind of a tumultuous relationship with Phoenix so far. I think she's a really good character, but again, really fits into that like hella hit scan kind of thing that I'm really not good at. And so I haven't been able to enjoy it as much. But once the Blade like abilities trailer came out, I was like, oh no. Oh
man.
no, it's Psylocke magic. It's Psylocke magic.
Yeah, right.
I'm in. I'm
It's
in.
like Magic and Bucky.
I know. It's literally
Like,
my 3 DPS, but like
I
all
know.
merged into one like amazing package.
I
So
know. And
yeah.
my what a package. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I said that. But let me tell you, it's a it's a doozy. So I guess let's just start with some cool like fun facts that are coming alongside the actual character. So we talked about in the patch notes how he's getting emote bundles and moods and whatnot as part of this. Dude, I'm so happy with what they went with. If you all listening to this have not seen Neo JPEG's work, they are a Instagram art. Well, actually, I guess I don't know what their main platform is, but I see them on Instagram. They're an artist who is very like video game focused. I actually found out about them back in Alan Wake 2 when they were doing art for Alan Wake 2. Love Alan Wake. And they started covering Marvel Rivals when it came out. And they have some truly incredible Marvel Rivals art. One of the things that they posted last season was this incredible image of Blade giving Jeff this masterful high top fade, and they added it as an emote in the game. It's so amazing. Oh man, I love it so much. And then yeah, the whole time I was looking through these, I was I posted in our notes, I was the Leo DiCaprio in
Yeah.
yeah, gosh, I can't. Oh my gosh. I can't remember the name of the movie, but anyway, where he's pointing at the screen because I saw the emote of Blade holding up his little Blade boomerang thing, and I'm like, hey, that's the exact still from the scene in the movie before he throws it and cuts all the vampires' heads off. Like that's amazing. It's funny that that's not part of his kit, but they just like such an iconic moment where he smiles just for like a split second before massacring a group of vampires.
My favorite is that they have him sleeping.
Yeah,
There's the emote of him asleep in the bed, which is great.
Yeah.
Do you know what the
right.
one is where he's doing this?
Okay,
Like
so
what is that?
So I think that this might also be another Neo JPEG reference where he did some art of Blade kind of making this face with Luna Snow ice skating in the background, and this might be my favorite part of all of it. If it is that, that's awesome, but there's a part 2 to this. So one of the most famous one-liners, if not the most famous one-liner in Blade, is where he says, "Some MFer is always trying to ice skate uphill," and it's a picture of Luna Snow ice skating uphill. He says it in Deadpool and Wolverine when he shows up, and not only is this, I think, a reference to that, but his KO line when he kills Luna Snow is "Somebody's always trying to ice skate uphill." And when I heard it, I literally like reeled back in my chair and like yelled, fists in the air, like they did it. They said the line.
Awesome.
Oh man, his voice lines are so cool. I'm just like I'm fangirling so hard right now.
Yeah, this emote pack is pretty cool. Anyway, we should talk about the character before we
Yeah.
run out of time. We did get to see the proficiency stuff, and I do want to mention
Yeah.
that this Lord icon is pretty sweet. He's
It's
blocking
really
with the
sweet.
sword.
Yeah, it's not the Dracula or not the vampire eyes that I was kind of suggesting, but it's also not the last frame of his MVP animation either.
Yeah.
So it's cool. They did something new with it, and I like it.
Yeah, and then it looks like for the proficiency like missions, we're gonna get obviously the hero time reaching 60 minutes, and then it's gonna be damage, final hits, and then life steal, X amount of health with Bloodline Awakening. So hanging out in his Bloodline form, it at the lowest level it's 2500, which I think is gonna take you a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I guess across the whole time of the game, if you're getting 12 health back from each attack or whatever, like
Yeah.
that might actually not be that slow to do. But
Right. And when you consider that his whirl ability alone hits 5 times in one
yeah,
one instance. So yeah.
yeah. Well, let's talk about it.
Let's. So we've got his abilities pulled up in classic Marvel Rivals fashion. They don't want you to know things. And
Seriously, there's so much missing.
much. This is probably the Thing was pretty bad with like all the bonus health indications missing, but this one is, I think, even worse regarding like pretty core mechanical things that
There's
aren't
a whole
mentioned in
passive
this.
missing. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't really get any further than that. Like,
Right. Like, what in the world? But so he first of all, he's got 2 weapons. So like Black Widow, like Moon Knight, he can weapon swap. Except this time, his alternate. Oh no, Moon Knight.
no, he can't.
No,
I'm like,
it's just his. It's just his. He has the batons, and I always think of that
Right.
as a swap. Sorry,
the Punisher can
the Punisher. Thank you. Yeah. And much like the Punisher, both of these are actually incredibly useful, and both of them are potentially broken. So he has his Ancestral Sword, which is when he's left clicking, he does like a 4-hit combo. Does relatively low damage. If you're seeing just base blade do base attack with the sword, it's going to look really underwhelming, which I think is a really important part of how they're balancing his kit. When we end up having to touch up on hero sub rolls and things like that, again, engine is going to be like the number one thing for Blade. His whole crazy potential DPS output comes from him building up his ramping up his play style. Then his second weapon is the Hunter's Shotgun. This thing alone is enough. It's like nerf worthy for his, like, Blade is nerf worthy just because of the Hunter's Shotgun. So this is a really weird. This is a really weird tool. You would think that because it's a shotgun. No, right. You would think that because it's a shotgun, you're going to want to be as close as possible to do the most damage, right? 100% wrong. So what this is when you're in close range, you don't want to use this ability. You want to use the sword. If you're within melee distance, you're using the sword. Once you get to 9 meters away from an enemy, this shotgun turns into a freaking sniper rifle. It does 190 damage when you land a headshot. Yeah. Like, holy crap. You can 2-tap almost any character in the game if you are able to land headshots. I expect this to get nerfed because that is just like absolutely insane.
Yeah, so for the math on it, the shotgun, when you're within 9 meters, when you're up close, it does 45 to the body and 90 crit. But when you're further away than 9 meters, it does 96 to the body and 192 on crit.
What the heck?
I think there's damage fall off at a certain point, but his dash, which we'll get to in a second, is a 15-meter dash. So you like kind of want to be hanging out. What?
I said, so no, there's not damage fall off, because when it falls off, you just fall up.
Well, right. But what I'm saying is, like, you want to be hanging out around 15 meters so that you're able to dash in and finish people off anyway. So if you're playing, I mean, you kind of want to play him kind of like Psylocke, where you're trying to hang out in that like 10, 15 meters away from people kind of thing. You're going to be hitting these 96 bodies and 192 crits quite a bit. The other thing is that the sound effect actually changes.
Yeah. Right.
So you can tell if you're too close.
Genius.
Which is, yeah. So the sound effect's going to get a lot more like beefy and chunky when you're getting the full thing. As if you couldn't tell by the massive amount of damage that it's doing. If you're getting
Yeah. So there's so much tech here that we'll get into when the Blade Hero Spotlight comes about switching weapons and things like that. But let's just get through the rest of his kit. So Nick already mentioned the dash. Let's talk about his shift. Daywalker dash. So Blade dashes forward. If you're wielding your gun, you shoot at enemies upon impact. He does kind of like a jab with his gun, applying a healing reduction effect. And if you're wielding your sword, you deliver a cleaving strike that inflicts slow. What they don't mention is he also does his whirlwind effect at the end of this dash, which has some really disgusting potential with his next ability. But healing reduction, it's the first time we've seen it in the game, and I couldn't be more excited. When this was leaked, I mean, a couple months ago, that Blade was going to be a counter heal character, like, oh my gosh, I love that playstyle so much. And man, I'm scared for Vanguards, especially with Blade here, because holy crap, it's a 40% healing reduction, gang.
Yeah.
Like, that is a lot.
Which is it's interesting that they went the route of giving him a different a different thing with the healing reduction than just using the anti-heal that's already on Doctor Strange. Like, because that was what we initially thought it was going to be, was, oh, Doctor Strange gets anti-heal, they're going to add that on the Blade. But they ended up going with like a third healing thing. So but I think it's a good move, because anti-heal would be insanely powerful.
That would be insane. That would be insane. Yeah. But I mean, still, like, this is going to, the thing is, it can't just be Blade that has this, right? Like, they're going to have to start filtering this out onto other new characters, because this alone makes Blade like an instant must have, I feel, like, on almost any team comp, which means that he's going to be banned all the time, unfortunately, because Luna Snow, you can kill people through it now. Cloak and Dagger, freaking kill him. Like,
especially when we get to the ult. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes. Like, this just opens up the door for so many more options when combating these defensive strategist ults. And my goodness, I can't wait to see what happens. I'm so excited because I know that I'm going to be playing him, but I'm terrified when I'm not, to see what the effect is.
Yeah, this was the alternate side to the Mantis team up that we weren't thinking about when we were talking about the Mantis team up. Is, yeah, sure, they gave us like 8 team up abilities that have heal on them, but we're not going to get to use them because Blade's just going to keep anti-healing
get banned.
Healing reduction.
Yeah, right. All right, and then I'm gonna jump to his right click and save his E for last. So his right click is Scarlet Shroud. He parries with the Ancestral Sword to become unstoppable for a brief period and reduces damage taken from the front and decreases the cooldown of Daywalker Dash, the ability we just covered. So some unwritten things about this. Within the first frame of the parry, it's a true parry. He takes 0 damage from whatever hits him for that first half second. And then after that, he gets 80% damage reduction from the front, which again is crazy.
Yeah. Well, and as you take damage, it's decreasing the cooldown of your dash. So this lets you commit harder with your dashes, because you're going to have 2 dashes. And, on Psylocke, you have those 2 dashes on the same ability, basically. And you dash in once, do whatever it is you're going to do, and then you save your other dash to get out, or your stealth.
Yeah.
On this one, you're dashing in, you can commit hard with both dashes, and then you're still going to have this parry that, when you get in trouble, you parry, it's going to get you a dash back pretty much, really quick, and then you can dash out again anyway. So as long as you're taking fire, which is the time that you need to be able to charge your dash, you're getting one. It's
Yeah. Oh, and wow, really importantly, I forgot to write the note here, but I meant to say, with that dash, also not listed on here, but when you hit them with the Hunter's shotgun, you get a 0.01 second stun. It will stop ults.
It will.
So yes. So
Whoa.
if at least in pre-release it does. I was watching a streamer who like dove a witch trying to kill her and it hit her and she stopped. She like bounced and fell to the ground.
That feels like one step too far.
Yeah. Well, let's take a second step too far and talk about his final ability, which if you've been listening so far and you're like, all right, yeah, Hunter Shotgun, like, wow, that's a lot of damage, but like, I'm not really seeing it. This is what ties his entire kit together. His E, Bloodline Awakening. Awaken the Dampier bloodline, enhancing slash speed during continuous attacks and triggering Whirlwind Slash. While under this state, you suffer reduced healing, but attacks gain lifesteal. And it's the same amount of reduced healing that you do to enemies, 40%. Taste your own medicine. It is 100% necessary to keep him from being the most overpowered character in the entire game. It's just a blurb. I like that in this ability description, they highlight Whirlwind Slash as if you would know what it was because it's not listed anywhere else on this.
I noticed that.
What they needed to highlight was enhancing slash speed during continuous attacks. Gang, this is Devil May Cry, okay? Blade is Virgil. As he has this Bloodline Awakening on, which by the way has no cooldown and no ability timer, he can have it on literally forever if he wants to. Blade's attack speed can increase 10 times. And while he's attacking with Blood Awakening, at the end of every one of his melee combos with his left click on the sword, he does the Whirlwind Slash that he does at the end of the Sword Daywalker Dash, which hits 5 times. So Blade is absolutely deleting anybody in a 1v1. I was watching streams of him fighting tanks, and yes, that 40% reduced healing really does hurt, but it doesn't matter. With the lifesteal that he gets from hitting an enemy and the speed at which he can hit an enemy by playing into the combos, oh my goodness. If you use Bloodline Awakening and you just use both of your Nick mentioned it, but just to like say it here, you have 2 Daywalker dashes on a cooldown, and you use both of your Daywalker dashes to initiate a fight, you instantly have 10 hits on the enemy and are at max slash speed upon initiating a fight. Like,
yeah, I want to know. I want to know like what I mean, it doesn't matter because it's insane, but I just want to know what the like actual attack speed boost, like what the number is on that, you know? Because it's pretty fast. Like
when you watch it, it's disgusting.
Yeah, it looks like you're going like twice as fast, maybe even more.
Yeah, it feels like more. But the other thing that they don't mention, Nick mentioned at the beginning that he has a whole passive that they don't even say here. While you have Bloodline Awakening on, you can see enemies with under 50% health through walls. What the heck?
Why do we need this? I'm like the more I look into Blade, the more I go from being super excited to play him to just terrified of
him existing in the game.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how this survives like this. Maybe we'll find it's not as good as we think, but
well, so okay, I'll just say it now because I don't want to forget. We haven't even touched his ultimate yet, which is also insane. But I think Blade is going to be a very hard hero to play. I think he's probably going to be the hardest hero to play in the game. I think a lot of people are going to hear what all the streamers are saying right now, which is that he's insanely powerful, which he is. That 3-star difficulty is BS.
Oh yeah,
it is 5-star because you are going to absolutely dunk on yourself if you aren't positioning and using like you mentioned, that kind of like Psylocke, looking for the right angle, looking for that opportunistic moment to go in and execute somebody. If you're treating him like a brawler, if you're treating him like Magic, you're gonna die, because that 40% healing reduction is going to absolutely get you destroyed. People don't realize how much their supports do. It's the meme for a reason. It's they're the first person to blame in every game. Where my heal's at, I'm guilty of it too. But like, what you don't realize is that while you're in there brawling the entire enemy team, your supports are sweating their butts off trying to keep you alive, and that's just not gonna happen. It's gonna happen 40% less with Blade, which is a big deal.
No, 100%, and that's why I am thinking of the playstyle as a little bit more Psylocke than Magic, is because you do want to hover out at that 15-meter distance and chunk shots on the shotgun, and then dive in when they're low and finish them off with the sword, and then get back out, right? Like it's going to be way more of a dance of going in and out, like Psylocke is, than Magic, where you're just kind of like flying everywhere and they can't do anything about it. Like, it's less Black Panther, more Psylocke. So,
and yet again, like, here we are. What a freaking awesome thing. You've got two sword wielding close range brawlers, and they play nothing alike. Like, I love that just because Blade is introduced to the game doesn't mean that Magic's play style feels, it's not like, there's no cool creep. You know what I mean? Like, there's no creep of like, oh, Blade is just the newer, better dive brawl assassin. You know, like, everyone still has their place.
When we get 70 characters in, we'll get there. It'll happen.
Inevitably, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about his ultimate, which is 1,000-fold slash. So he has a brief charge time. He charges power and swiftly draws the Sword of Dracula, executing a powerful Lido strike as you dash forward, leaving behind a slashing zone where the sword automatically strikes enemies, and enemies hit suffer reduced healing. This is the most anime BS that there has ever been in the game, in the best possible way. Guan even makes a comment during the dev vision where he says something to the effect of like, true heroes never look back.
Yeah, it was basically cool guys don't look at explosions or whatever.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Like, this is, I feel like I haven't even played him, and I feel like this is already one of the most deadly ults in the game. Like, seeing what this does and how quickly it kills enemies. Like, most of the time when you see hero reveals, they don't show the enemy's health bars because they don't want you to know that they're actually at like 5 health, and so the ultimate kills them all. There are people at pretty much full health in the character reveal, and then there's been streams, so you can just see it happen.
Right. I was going to say, in streams I've seen them testing it, and you're ending up doing like 300, 400, 500 somewhere in their damage. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's a lot. It's enough that like, this is a damage like AoE kill ult. This is not like a setup kind of thing. But the thing is, it has its own built-in follow-up where like, if I mean, the tanks that survive, and if you somehow don't kill any of, someone else, you've got all these people with 40% reduced healing that are all at super low health, and their supports are scrambling trying to figure out, how do I get them back up? Like, I mean, anyone on your team nearby to help you follow up on it, you're killing the whole team. Like, this is a really, really powerful kill.
And it's a huge radius too. So basically what it is it's a giant rectangle projecting out from you. Really, really well done. I've never seen like a targeting reticle for something like this be pulled off as well. You basically see this rectangle stretching out in front of you, and wherever you aim, you see the path that you're going to take. So you can charge it midair, you can charge it on the ground. You can aim it 90 degrees if you want to. So you can rip flyers out of the sky with this. You can dive through a choke point on convoy and absolutely decimate an entire enemy team. Like, this thing is filthy. I can't wait to do it.
The biggest thing with this is what you hinted at earlier, which is that this is an answer. This ult is an answer to every big circle die in the game. Like
Yep.
the reduced healing on the end of it after doing a massive amount of damage, they're not going to heal back up from it quite as fast. And honestly, if most of those ults die if the person who cast them dies, and those characters are going to die in the middle of this anyway. So, I mean, this is like they push the support ult. Nah, don't care.
Nope,
We're gonna power through this. Like, I'm curious to see how that plays out in practice. If there's like a margin of error there, or if it just really does wipe them out every time. But this reduced healing is a massive effect to add on to the end of this, and like don't sleep on that.
Such a kid. You know what? I apologized the first time, but I won't this time. What a package, like this is your face. This is insane.
I have nothing to say. I'm not.
I've genuinely with any of the heroes in the game, like original or new, this kit is just so beautiful to me. And the cool guy refers to Blade as a glass cannon, and I think that's the perfect thing. That's the perfect description of him. Like, you are really endangering yourself when you're doing what he's meant to do, which is to have Bloodline Awakening on, be pulling off crazy combos, be attacking really quickly, and barely hanging on to life with your life steal, with the reduced healing in place. Like, I just think that walking the edge, like, so cool. What a great hero design philosophy. Like, oh my gosh, Blade, who is on the edge of two worlds, like playing on the edge of death itself. Like, oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Oh, and he has a team up.
Yeah.
We've basically already covered it, so I'll just read it. New Moon, Cloak and Dagger. He gets Moon Knight's team up, except on top of the invisibility and the healing over time, which is even more important for Blade to be able to heal over time. He gets that extra dive, that extra dash out of the bubble to an enemy. So this one, it's different from, it isn't getting another Daywalker dash. It's its own thing. Basically, it's like the Thing, where when he's within range of an enemy inside the bubble, an icon will pop up on an enemy, and he hits the button, and then he dives to them.
Yeah. I think Blade is going to be, I mean, obviously super powerful in the right hands. I think he's going to fit into that kind of Spider-Man area of, like, you see one on your team and they're either going to be carrying you, or you're going to be a little bit apprehensive that they might just feed the entire time. Because if you're not able to manage your health, or you dive into a group that's too big, like 40% reduced healing most of the time, especially if you're not playing well, you're probably not managing turning that off and on very well either. So there's a lot of ways to mess up your own team with him if you don't do well, but he's got so many tools to just be, like, irreplaceable. I mean, what he's doing right now is he's the only one doing anything remotely similar. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna play a lot more Blade than I thought I was going to.
Yeah. Heck yeah. And I feel like his thing is going to be, like, picking off isolated targets. I think that's what he's going to be the absolute god of, more than any other character in the game. Of, like, man, if someone is away from their healers and you get that reduced healing on them, and you're racking up, like, those 10 stacks of increased damage, like, I don't see a world where anybody can out 1v1 him, unless you have, like, maybe the Punisher with shotgun can do enough damage quickly enough. Because I didn't even mention, he's also a 350 health hero. Like,
yeah, that's insane.
Dude is beastly.
something is going to get adjusted. There's no way.
Yeah, he doesn't make it to season 4 without. I mean, he might get the Wolverine fire extinguisher of like 2 days in. They're like, okay, all right, we wanted to show you that we had something really cool in mind, but holy crap, he's destroying the game.
Or at release, there may be some tweaks from the
could be.
previews.
Sure,
Yeah.
we've seen that. We saw it with Ultron, and totally plausible, totally possible. I guess my last thing to say about Blade is don't sleep on the fact that when you use his ultimate, more important, you're thinking about the damage, you're thinking about the healing reduction. What you should be thinking about is making sure that your in-game volume is as loud as it possibly can be, because as long as the effect from his ultimate is live, they are pumping Blade techno music into your ears, and it is a truly beautiful thing.
Well, my last thing I want to say about Blade is get yourself to Gold 3, because if you get this ranked skin for this half of the season, you can clown on some fools, because they're going to be so confused why Ronald McDonald is flying towards them with 2 swords and a shotgun. This is a choice. The green and gold and red is a choice.
It's so bad, man. There's nothing redeemable about it. It's the worst skin in the game. Like, what were they thinking?
Dracula's sword kind of looks like the Master Sword, though.
You know what?
All the weird colors.
That's actually a really cool observation. I didn't notice that until you said that.
So
right
there
now.
you go. Just stare at the sword alone the entire time you use the skin. No, I'm actually probably going to use it just because of how chaotic it is. Like,
I loved so I posted a clip of a Reddit post of the skin, and it's titled "Might genuinely not play ranked this season," and the post is like, "Bro, this skin might actually be one of the worst looking skins I've ever seen in this game, bro." And I loved that on the top comment, at least at the time, on this was was like, the devs saw the carpet in a 90s arcade and thought, yeah.
I mean, what it is like, this is the same color scheme they gave the Phoenix skin, but Phoenix has
but it don't
Phoenix has things that fit, like they decided the ranked gold is going to go on a green and red, which made sense for Phoenix, and then did not fit Blade at all, and they were like, well, we made this choice.
Yeah, it's like Emma Frost, like purple Emma Frost versus golden Ultron. Like
that's true. Actually,
that skin was clearly designed for one of those characters and not the other one.
Yeah.
But oh man, Blade, everybody.
Sebastian. No, you can talk to him. That's fine.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Sebastian, take it away. But do you want to say something instead?
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. We should do Armed and Dangerous now.
No, Sebastian has to tell us that.
Oh, Sebastian, do your thing. I choose you.
Hey chat, Sebastian Stan here, Armed and Dangerous again.
Thanks for putting up with us, Sebastian. Well, we had a very monumentous Armed and Dangerous this week. We, right before recording, got to play this game, and we had the opportunity to play with some people in our Discord. So that was a lot of fun, dude.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah, if you want to play, we're doing this every Tuesday night. It's for Pacific time zone, it's 7:30 p.m. If you're somewhere else, you can find the adjustment. It's in the Discord, and I have a timestamp on the announcement every week that tells you what time in your local time zone. So if you want to come play with us, please do.
Yeah, that threw me off, by the way, because I didn't know. Like, eventually I was like, okay, this has got to be what it was. But when you posted it and it said 10:30, because it's 10:30 my time, I was like, no, dude. No, not 1:30. Please. We're not starting recording at 2 a.m.
Discord has those timestamps, which are super cool, but it doesn't tell you that that's what it's doing.
Right. I know.
And
I like hovered over it to see if it would show me a tooltip or something, and it didn't.
Right. And when you type them out, you have to type it out as a whole series of numbers of how many seconds since a certain time in the 70s. But that's they did it in a very programmer first way and not in a very user friendly way. Like there's no way in Discord to have it set it up for a specific time. So I have to go use a tool online that's like a Discord timestamp converter thing to make one. But they're really cool. They're just not, it's just not set up very well in Discord. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about.
There's another check on my bingo card.
Oh no. I need to get you to start saying things because I got you 3 ways to bingo if you say one more thing.
How many are you doing, by the way? Did you do 4x4?
No, I did 5x5. That's a bingo.
Well, there were, so I looked it up and there were a bunch of different templates that were not like the same amount. Okay, so 5x5.
5 is classic bingo with a free space in the middle. Yeah.
I haven't played bingo since I was like 7 years old, so I don't remember. Anyway,
join us for Armed and Dangerous next week.
Yeah.
We should pick our teams for said Armed and Dangerous. I think it goes without saying that Blade has to be on both teams.
Yeah. Oh, yes, please.
Okay.
But I mean, that just means that we're both playing Blade, right?
Yeah. Okay, so we just need to pick the other 5.
Okay.
And I don't have Blade in the program yet, so I can't actually add him to our teams. But do we want to do 2-2-2? What do we want to do?
I mean, how do you feel about the random? I was
fine with that.
It's been fun. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's keep it interesting.
Are we doing mirror matches again, or are we switching it up?
No, let's switch it up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you get Storm or Mantis.
I'm going to be going with Mantis. Let's see if I can build season 3.5 comp here.
No, I want to do Mantis. All right. I get Black Panther or Human Torch. Oh.
Ooh. Is AI Black Panther good? Who knows?
Do I just hope that we have a Discord member who's really good at Black Panther?
Oh, see, that's the other thing to think about, right?
I feel like Black Panther is a better character. I'll just take Black Panther. Okay.
That's what I would have done. 100%.
Yeah. Doctor Strange or Magic?
Oh my goodness. What do we got going on here? Blade and Magic? Gosh. The 2 swords. I feel like just for the aura, I've got to go with Magic.
And I've got Black Panther and Blade too. I totally forgot we had Blade when I made that pick.
Yeah,
This is gonna be. Yeah.
Oh my! I feel like AI Magic is probably not going to. No. I won't say anything. Magic or Squirrel Girl, Nick?
Oh man,
where was I going with that? Really good or really bad?
Well, I'm going Magic too. Let's do it.
Dang, 3 DPS.
I'm going to be 6 DPS, man. I haven't had a single option for anything else yet.
Oh, I'm doing it, baby. Loki. It's happening.
I didn't even call it out. Emma Frost or Loki. You're picking Loki for the team up. All right. Please give me a support. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God.
Iron Fist or the Punisher. If I get Luna, then Iron Fist is sort of a support.
Oh, my gosh.
But also, I'm not putting Iron Fist on my team. I guess the Punisher it is.
Ew.
I'm going to be a real bad Blade because I'm not getting healed whether I have my bloodline on or not.
Oh my gosh. I hope you get Groot and Mantis and you really get to do
that would be fun, yeah.
the double support with Groot.
All right, Iron Fist or Magneto?
Okay. Do I go with Mercy and pick another DPS? Because I feel like you're heading into a really bad situation right now.
I should have mentioned we wrapped up our 3.0 Armed and Dangerous with this game with Josiah winning. We never even said.
Oh, that's right. Jeez,
you guys won. You guys just creamed us. So
granted,
Josiah
I did
won.
have a grandmaster on my team who putting in the work would be putting it lightly.
Stop it. He was feeling bad about being good and was saying he wasn't going to play again. Stop.
No, don't feel bad. It was great. Wow, that sounds even worse somehow. That was really meant to be genuine. I'm very glad you were there, sincerely. And please don't be afraid to come back.
This is probably the first time in the history of the podcast that I've actually wanted Marcy to cut something out. Because
No, we love you.
I don't want to lose Prox in the next game, especially when I have 4 DPS and I need him.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna do Iron Fist. I'm gonna keep going with the DPS team.
Anyway, yes, Josiah swept season 3, won all 4 games. Now that we've been playing games against each other. Okay. Oh, good. I got a healer. Adam Warlock or Squirrel Girl. I'll take Adam.
You know what? Maybe you get Adam Luna.
Maybe. All right, your last pick. Hulk or Penny Parker?
Ooh, okay. There's no going away from the Vanguard, but I'm going with Hulk for sure.
Okay.
Full dive, baby. Hulk, magic, Iron Fist, blade. Let's go.
With positional healing as Loki in the background.
Yeah.
All right, last pick. Please give me a support or a tank or anything that's not a duelist. Black Widow or Hulk.
Widow, bro. Come on.
I mean, I do have the Punisher. Just do nothing but duelist team ups with Black Panther, Magic, and Punisher and Black Widow.
Yeah.
No, I'm going Hulk. I have to go Hulk. There's no choice.
Yeah.
All right. This is going to be absolutely disgusting. It's been nice knowing you.
The thing is, right? Like AI Loki is not going to be putting his doppelgangers like into the brawl, which means that honestly, most of the time, since every single person is close range on this team, like we're probably not going to be getting his benefit. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. You're not going to really get the team up benefit because people aren't going to be in the lamps.
Yeah. So it could end up being more even than we think.
I just have to make sure that no matter what, I have a human being playing Adam Warlock.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Well, we're gonna settle there. There is only one blade, and there's only ever gonna be one blade, and we gonna find out where he at. It's time for the Reddit take of the week. This take coming fresh at you from Hisoka 1001. They say, with an amazing image that we'll make sure you go and click on this one to see the cover photo. They say, I have a 100% loss rate in comp with a Jeff on my team this season. And then the post itself, and 100% win rate against enemy Jeffs. And then they put bullet points. Teammate picks Jeff. It clearly doesn't work. Politely ask them to switch. They don't. We lose. I love this game. Now, Hisoka, I'd love to see a history screen cap with team comps to check your receipts on this. But let's just take this as is, with the very pained image of Jeff. Man, coming off of the Jeff Hero spotlight last week, this one really hurt to be scrolling through Reddit and see, because unfortunately, it's not impossible based on his win rate, which makes me really sad. But more of what I wanted to get at than the Jeff slander is the top comment and kind of the ensuing conversation on this post. So the top comment says, a lot of people won't switch no matter what. This isn't exclusive to any hero. Last night, I was support with one other support and 4 DPS. Nobody would switch to tank. I offered to get off support and tank, and nobody would do it.
Obviously, we could hardly get out of spawn. I would have gladly traded one of those DPS for a bad Jeff so I could tank. Can't control others, have to go next. Frustrating. And then they edit, just to clarify, this was in ranked. I know it sucks in quick play too, but I feel like people should at least try in ranked. What do you like? I don't know. The first thought that comes to mind is like, I do see this happen a lot. I will lately, because I've been playing so much Magic and I actually feel really good with her and that I contribute a lot, I do insta-lock her a lot of the time. But if this happens, like 100% of the time, always, I'm switching. Yeah. If there are 3 other people who lock DPS and 2 strategists or some other combination where there's one role completely missing, or only one strategist or something, like I will switch every time, no question. I want to win the game more than I want to play the character I want to play. Like in rank, I don't know. What's your? I assume you're the same. Not I assume. I know that you're the same way. Yeah. But I mean, like, what's going through people's heads when they're going into ranked like this?
I don't know. I mean, it could be a one-tricking kind of thing of like, look, the team is going to be worse if I'm not on this character. This is the character I play kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if people just don't learn other roles. Like, I'm sure that happens quite a bit. People are just like, this is what I want to do. And, but there was a comment right under that one that is like exactly what I was going to bring up, where they talk about how like it happens so much where someone will insta-lock DPS and then, 3 or 4 other people do. And then it'll be one of the insta-lock DPSs that demands that someone switches to support but won't do it themselves, right? Like, that one I don't ever understand is like, if you were aware enough to know this is not going to work, like,
right.
If no one else, like, I get like saying, hey, can someone switch? If you're like, this is your main, you're confident about it. But then when no one does, like, I've seen way too many people just be like, come on, no one's switching. I'm like, you can switch. You're on a roll that is able to switch, And that for some reason, it happens a lot for me in ones where, like, a couple of the other DPS have a team up with someone on the team already, and it like makes sense for them to be there. And it's always that third guy or fourth guy who's just playing a random like Punisher that has nothing to do with any of the rest of the team comp, who's just like, I'm not switching for anything. Everyone else switch. And then they're the one that like stops 30 seconds into the game and goes, this team's awful, and decides to sit in the spawn, like make us lose. Like, so, I mean, because all of that feels like it goes together, my answer to that is that like that person's going to do that regardless. Like that's just, there's like a level of maturity that like, I don't really have an answer for you, but
I had a ranked game this week where I insta-locked Magic and 2 other two strategists locked in, 2 other DPSs locked in, and the 4th person locked in an Iron Fist. And of course, it was the last person, and of course, it was an Iron Fist. And I'm like, I'm ready to swap. Someone else does first. One of the other DPSs swaps to be a tank. And I'm like, okay, like 3 DPS, 1 tank, like not ideal. And I type in chat. I'm like, look, if I'm bad as Magic, if I have a bad game, or if we're getting stomped, like I'll swap tank, no problem. And game starts, we're getting wrecked. And I'm looking at the score screen and I'm like, oh man, like I'm MVP right now. Like I'm the only one really who's like doing damage and getting kills. Like I'm like, I could switch and I will but I'm not convinced that that's actually going to help. The Iron Fist is going freaking 0 and 7, man. Like, no, he's just getting absolutely bodied. And I don't even have to say it. One of the other supports says, Iron Fist, like, could you tank? Nothing.
Oh, I was in this game with you. Yeah.
Oh, were you really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wait, I don't remember this.
I was playing support.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
And it was the other support that asked them that. Because
Yeah.
I was like, well, I can't go tank because then we only have one support, and that doesn't help us.
Right.
Yeah.
So we lose the first game pretty quickly. I'm like stuck in limbo of like, should I do it or shouldn't I? Whatever. I think then in the second round, I did switch to tank, and we won. We won back to back. We ended up winning the game, and at the very end, after everyone in the chat is like, Iron Fist, please switch to anything else. Like, is there any other character you know? And at the end of the game, Iron Fist finally goes in chat and just says GG. And I open chat and I just say, don't. like why if you're, I understand if you're a one trick and you're like you're doing decent, like you're doing work, you're getting kills, you're doing whatever, but like, man, if you're not good at all, like try and do something else. I don't know, like even if as Magic, who I feel really good with, if I have a bad game, I swap to somebody who I'm going to be doing better with. So yeah. I guess all that storytelling and monologue does agree with what you said, where it's just like maturity, I guess.
I'll play devil's advocate here a little bit, and it's not really playing devil's advocate. It's just another nuance, I guess. There are definitely games where, like, if you put yourself in that player's perspective, like, there are definitely games where your team as a whole is getting demolished, and so you individually are getting demolished, and you know you're not doing well, but you're looking around and you're like, the rest of my team isn't doing well either. Like, I don't know if it's me. Now, in our game, you were like 10-2 or something, while he was 0-7 or whatever. So it was a little bit different. But like, I've definitely had games where like everyone is like 1-5, and then the team will pile on to whoever is 0-5 and be like, "You're bad. You need to switch." And like everyone is struggling just the same, right?
Right.
And in those games, I get really hesitant to like. To listen to that because right, because those teams, like, it happens a lot where then you switch to go play strategist, and the strategist that was yelling at you about being a terrible DPS switches on to DPS, and then they all just move over to yelling at you about strategist because your stats still show 0-5, and at the end of the game, because you weren't playing strategist the whole time, they can always
your
go,
healing
like,
is worse too.
Your healing's awful, even if it's like understandable there's just this kind of like, I really hesitate with pushing too hard on teammates that aren't keeping up, because like there's times on the other side of that where it just feels really like unnecessary. But it really depends, I think, on like everything, on how you're delivering the like, hey, can you swap? Like,
can you swip?
Can you swip? Like, I had a game the other day. I told you about this game where we were not doing well at the beginning. And we had a Mr. Fantastic who was having a good game. He was the only one who was really having a good game on our team. He had pretty good mechanical skill, and so he was probably, deserved to be a couple ranks up higher than the rest of us or whatever. But he was doing well, and no one else was. And I was playing DPS, and I just was getting absolutely deleted every time I stepped out by a Hawkeye. Like, he just one-shotted me constantly. And like super early in the game, maybe like a minute in, this Mr. Fantastic is like, can we please get kills? Can we please get kills? And that was like the only thing in the chat. And then like a minute later, he's like, in all caps, just like, guys, I think we probably want to kill people. Like, as if, none of us had thought like, we should get kills. Yeah. And then I don't remember who I was playing. I think I was playing Emma. And the second round starts, and before the second round starts, he's just like, Emma, you should swap to a character that you're actually good with. And the only thing that he's done up to this point, and no one else has said anything in chat.
Right.
So the only interaction that our team has had in any respect has been this guy sarcastically like implying that none of us thought that killing people was a good idea, and then telling me I'm terrible at a character and I should swap off. Not to mention the like real scenario, which is that we all got rolled and were trickling in the entire game, and like you're just trying to save the point and all these kind of things. And so I got a little salty. I was just like, you should swap to not being a jerk. And
that's amazing comeback.
Someone immediately jumped in and was like, he was being polite. And I was just like,
oh my gosh. Get your duo out of here, bro.
They're
Get
like,
your
he's being
wingman
polite,
out.
and then the guy comes back and he's like, yeah, it doesn't work apparently. Like it's just one of those like
that's the worst feeling.
it's just one of those like there's what is the point I'm actually trying to make other than therapy with this?
That's okay, man. There doesn't have to be a point. We can just be. This is a safe space for both of us.
The point I'm trying to make is that when the games are going bad, everyone's kind of in a heightened, like, negative emotional state.
Yeah.
Especially when you're getting rolled right from the beginning. And so
100%.
it's really easy. Maybe he did think that he was being polite. I don't know how on earth you think that. But, maybe he's insane and he thought that that was like a polite way to talk to your team and was helpful information.
Right.
Or maybe he hadn't thought.
Can we please get kills?
Or maybe he hadn't thought about getting kills before.
I just had an epiphany. I need to share it with my team ASAP. I'm going to put it in all caps so they know how serious it is.
Yeah, maybe his caps lock key got stuck, and But my point is, like, if your team is not communicating, like, in the game, like, up to this point, if you're not doing call outs, if you're not, like, saying, hey, like, great ult or whatever, you didn't really like earn the, like, goodwill in a scenario like that where the team's getting wrecked to then just start telling people to swap. And so I think people get really preemptively defensive when people tell them to swap and they haven't said anything else to them. So maybe my pro tip for this is just, if someone is struggling on the team and they need to swap, they probably really do need to swap. You probably need to say something else before telling them to do that. Even if it's just, all right, we got to figure out something else.
Yeah.
Because this isn't working. Hey, Iron Fist, can you swap? Because that takes the pressure off, where it's not just this out of nowhere, Iron Fist, you're the problem, you swap.
Right.
You make it sound like we're trying to problem solve here together as a team.
Right.
Yeah,
100%. There is, like, learning how to have, as impossible as it might sound, learning how to have constructive, like, coaching conversations in games can really make a difference. Like, I've had games where I want to say, like, not I want to say, because I feel like I'm genuine. I get tilted sometimes, but I'm genuinely not this person. Like, but like, brain to mouth wants to say, like, you're bad, play someone else. But how, like, when I like take time to think about it, I have said in chat, usually my go-to is, like, if we get rolled, I'll say, like, okay, what do we need right now? Like, what do we need to change? Like, I'll do anything. Or if it is with a specific person, the times that I've been successful have been when I've, like, come up with a strategy and said, hey, this person, do you know how to play this character? Like, this team up would be really useful right now. I have done that in a moment, like, try to type really fast while I'm dead or whatever. And I've had people say, like, sure. And they swap and we do better. Like, there are really good ways that you can encourage your teammates to, like, get with a strategy that you have.
Parenting skills. It can work in video games.
Exactly. Hey, buddy, do you want to maybe play with these toys over there right now? Your monster trucks are looking really cool.
Remove them from the situation.
Yeah. Let's put down the metal baseball bat and
distract them.
Yeah. Oh, man. I feel like that's as good a place to end as any. Learn to parent your team. That's real good. Thanks, everybody, for tuning into episode 27 of the Friends and Rivals podcast. If you would like even more of our content, consider joining us over on Instagram at Friends and Rivals, on X at Friend Rival Pod, or on Discord via the link in the show notes. If you got a question you'd like us to answer in our next episode, drop it in our Discord chat or on the comments on Spotify for this episode, or send us a question directly to our email. All right, everybody, we will see you in the multiverse.
See ya.